Without further ado, we're live on the interwebs. Let's start with that roll call.
Kaya.
Ryan.
Kyle.
Mikey.
And Steven!
Oh no.
Oh yeah, baby. Every time. Welcome back to the Moonsea Campaign for our very first episode of Season 1 of the Mulmaster Campaign, based off of the Adventures League Elemental Evil storyline. Let's do just a quick introduction for those of you watching, especially you, Maddie. You might recognize some people, both in life and in not real life, as well as players from our last season. So we'll just go down the Discord in order, just, say hi, a brief little bit about the mechanical player that you're doing, the mechanical character that you're playing, and then we'll just go down and get that out of the way.
I'm playing Jasper. I'm a level 1 fighter, heavy armor, currently rocking a long sword and shield, and have the mobile feat. That's it. I assume we'll get to physical descriptions later.
Oh yeah, we'll do real introductions. This is just for, people listening like, hi, this is Kaya, I'm playing Jasper, this is the basics. See to great.
Yep, cool.
Alrighty. I am Ryan. I was in the last campaign playing as Alder. This time around, we're switching it up, and I'm playing a level 1 monk. Going to be using a lot of fists, and I do also have a quarterstaff on me as well.
To note that you are also playing a Gith, a Gither's Eye.
I should save that for when going over the looks and all. But yes, I am a Gither's Eye.
Go
That
ahead
is
and
important
say
to
your
me.
race. That is important.
Yes.
Okie dokie. Mikey?
I am a human variant named Fred, but I go by Freddy, which is weird because nicknames are usually shorter, but he likes Freddy better. And I am human variant. I am a bard. I'm just a cheeky boy.
And what feat did you end up picking up, just so I can know?
I ended up picking Ritual Caster.
Ritual Caster.
Yeah. And so I picked up Detect Magic and Identify for us as rituals.
Nice.
So we have
Mine
those.
too.
Huge choices. Starting off strong. Alright,
All
last
right.
but not least.
I'm Kyle. I'm going to be playing a stout halfling ranger named Jove. He's going to be rocking both a spear and shield, and also, when he's feeling cheeky, he's got some javelins.
So, those are our players. Some new faces, some old faces, some new old faces.
Yeah, I don't know if you were recording when I was
We
in
were
the old
not.
campaign. Yeah, so I was in that one, but you don't know that.
Yeah, that former character is doing stuff in the world. So, let us begin with our very first adventure in Mulmaster, City of Danger, with our very first mini-adventure called Hatred Like Clawed Wind. The rumors you heard about the harshness of the city of Mulmaster may have seemed exaggerated at first, but having spent a few days in the City of Danger, those rumors were completely accurate. The citizenry of Mulmaster is openly hostile to outsiders. The City Watch, little more than licensed bullies, and the merchants, only as friendly as the coin you can offer. When it looked like you might have to leave the city for lack of coin, lodging, or employment opportunities, Timur's fortunate gaze fell upon you. A wealthy merchant named Astrik Vaj, looking for a way to gain a noble title for her house, decided to hold a party at her estate. This celebration, open to all, is planned to last for a full 10-day, with all social classes of the city free to partake of the food, drink, and entertainment. A number of temporary servants have been hired to act as guards, servers, bouncers, entertainers, cooks, spies, or other positions. With little money and fewer prospects, you find yourself in Mistress Vaj's employ. She has proven herself a generous employer and has provided you with food, lodging, and some coin for your efforts. More importantly, You are getting the opportunity to mingle with the citizens of Mulmaster, from the wealthiest of nobles to the lowliest of beggars. Certainly, some adventuring work will come from this. As we go to Mistress Vaj's estates, it is very classic, almost of kind of that London architecture. Lots of cobblestone built premises, an incredibly large kind of front courtyard that's all paved in stone, but has some trees that have kind of the iron gates that hold them in position, as if nature itself is being locked in here. There are already dozens of festivities and party goers who have come at various times. We go inside the estates as our 4 soon-to-be-known adventurers are meeting with a halfling named Saul. Saul is a footman of the household of Vaj. Inquisitive, knowledgeable, and talkative. As you all show up for your very first shift at Mistress Vaj's, Saul begins with, "All right, so you're here for employment, first day on the job. You looking?" And looks over across each of you. Some of you looking real nice. Some clearly don't know some etiquette. So why don't you each step forward and tell me what you do so I can put you in the right place. And turns to look at. We'll start with everybody. Roll me a d20.
There we go. Off to a start.
Oh, sings, Michael.
Samesies.
That's a high roll for me.
Yeah, you're starting off so strong. That is 2 above your average roll.
Only downhill
Boy.
from here.
Yeah, it only gets
Not like
worse.
the Price is Right rules here. I don't know. Yeah.
So, stepping forward first, Kaya, please introduce yourself to Saul and your fellow party members.
Yeah, my name's Jasper. I swing this sword pretty well. I can make sure nobody gives anybody trouble. She is adorned with a bear pelt on her head and shoulders that kind of tapers just below her waist. Wearing chainmail, a half mask, a wooden half mask that's kind of shaped like a chevron, with 2 eye slits that are like narrow parallelograms. It seems like it's got a kind of painted gold trim that, if you look super closely, resembles a sea in a storm. And a long sword on her hip, black hilt, with kind of fine details, and a shield on her back.
Alright, so you can swing a sword real good. How do you feel about drunken rabble-rouses?
I can put them in their place, easy peasy.
Perfect, I know exactly where you're gonna go forward. I got some places with the entertainers that could probably use a nice thick body like you. Alright. What the fuck? And gives you kind of a puzzled up and down as, Ryan, why don't you step forward and introduce your character to us?
Stepping forward out of the crowd, definitely someone that stands out. At about 6'3" and 185 pounds, there's a tall, what you would know as players for sure is a Gith's eye. Has kind of like a tannish green skin color, nose caved in a little bit. Standing over right now, has on just an orange robe that is loosely sashed together with a brown cloth, and just has lots and lots of tape going up the forearms, legs, and over the abdomen. Not a whole lot of material on this one. And as he steps forward, with another thing I should also mention too, because I love it. If you are familiar with Avatar, if I just say the Iroh beard, you will understand. He definitely has just kind of that pointed black beard, as well as long black hair that is kind of folded up almost into a bit of a bun as well. And he just walks forward. Well, I would say that my body is really the best thing that I have to offer. Specifically, I have built it up so that it can withstand anything. Iron, whatever you throw at it, I would be ready.
So, you kind of like a half-orc, half-elf type of deal? Seems like you got the bad qualities of both, if you don't mind me saying.
Well, my name is Rornik, and that's really all that needs to be known. I am Rornik, as you see before you.
So you saying that we could have people come up and hit you as hard as they fucking can, and you're not gonna flinch?
I'm telling you that whatever you throw at me, I've probably been hit harder.
Yeah, I know some rowdy nobles who might get a kick out of, you know, legally putting some hurt on you. I got a place for you. We'll set you up on the second stage. All right. Oh, well, what's up there, cuz? And says it in kind of a halfling, just like it's like when you hear somebody from the UK try to do like an American accent. Howdy there, cousin.
And you'll see Jove step forward. He is, well, if you ask him, he's 4 foot, but if you actually measured him, he's probably a little bit shy of 4 foot. He is a barrel-chested individual. From a second glance, it almost looks like a young child in some scale mail there, but he is rocking the kind of loose curls and has the patented halfling mullet going on. And he's got, what's kind of distinctive about him is he does have a beard on his face, and it's got large patches of red in it. It's mostly dominant red, but some brown there that matches his the hair on top of his head. The one thing he can't really quite grow yet is the mustache, but he is definitely thicker than what you typically think of when you see a halfling. And he says a greeting to Saul in halfling and says, "Well, Saul, at one time I was the head of security for my father's business, so I've got a good eye for things, of seeing when people might be getting a little bit too rowdy, as you might happen at a fine establishment like this. And I also specialize in finding things and making sure things don't grow legs and walk away, if you know what I mean. So sign me up for wherever you can use me, friend."
Okay. It's a pretty heavy Dale accent you got there. Where you from?
I'm Joe Featherfoot from Featherdale.
Featherfoot of Featherdale. Ah, yeah, the old rustic halfling community for their great advantages in imagination. Surprised to see you made it all the way over here.
Well, I'm here, aren't you? And you're looking for workers, and here I am looking to work.
All right, why don't you stick next to Big Bear Pelt over here? You make a good addition, you know. Do a little, you tabletop them schmucks, you know what I'm saying?
He laughs. He'll choose to laugh at that.
I like you, Featherfoot.
When he says that he's going to be working with Jasper, Jasper turns and gives you a long stare up and down, kind of eyeing you up. And when she's directly looking at you, you can see that she has golden eyes.
And I neglected to mention, he's holding a spear, and it's got some javelins on his back, but he's holding that spear, and he kind of tips his head and says, "Howdy."
Howdy.
All right. Enough talking for that. Last but not you there, boy.
I think you meant to say not least. How's it going? Freddy's the name. I must say first and foremost that I am an entertainer. So I think if you're going to put me anywhere, I think up on the stage is where I belong.
I got two entertainers, 2 guardsmen. I get you guys a whole fucking stage and ain't gotta worry about it for the rest of the day. Ain't that fucking nice? All right, Freddy. Let's see. So I got 2 guards, 2 entertainers. Let's see. We got stage first. We got the minstrels playing. And then look over here. No, that's not until the later nights that we get fighting going on. It's kind of early. All right, yeah. Let me follow me. And you guys exit from kind of a servant's quarters along the side into kind of this big open kind of which would be a dining room, but it's been all removed out. Has nice wood flooring on it, so obviously a sign of wealth here, Mulmaster, as most places are just cobblestone and don't usually have like an actual wood floor. You can hear kind of the hollow thump, 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 as you walk across it, and opens out into kind of that open front courtyard. You see there's, the number of trees kind of guarded in metal that grow all the way up and kind of cover the front of this. Right now, most of the trees are nothing more than, grasping claws of wood, as it's, late into winter, probably moving into what we would consider like that January start of kind of the new year. It is 1489 DR, which stands for Dale Reckoning. For those of us in the Phlan campaign, that is 5 years after we started our first adventures there, and leads you into kind of a raised platform, not in super largely raised, probably only 3 feet off the ground, but enough for you, Joe, to at least be able to look at everybody at eye level and kind of clear some stuff out. You can see there's already people going in and out. Wine is in people's hands. It's maybe 10 o'clock, and you can already see people starting to get into cups, ranging from... Everybody go ahead and roll me a perception check.
I'm not a druid anymore. That's a 5.
We're doing passives, yeah?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, passives.
Well, I already get to use my lucky feet because I.
Let's start this strong.
Nice. That's a passive 14.
Passive 14, passive 11,
My passive is 9?
9, 14, 11, 9, 12. Okay.
Wow. We did it.
Look at you guys crushing it from the
It's
get-go.
the mask. It cuts off all my peripheral.
Looking around, you see, just a nice little, just kind of flavor of Mulmaster. Lots of people having on, kind of heavy fur-laden, like cloaks and those maliskers, kind of that front apron that a lot of people wear, especially more common of kind of the average Mulmasterites. It has not been snowing today, and most of the snow seems to have been salted and moved out of the courtyard. You can see like a young male with dark black hair, kind of gangly looking, is brushing snow away from kind of where people are walking in. You see another incredibly tall. He looks like he's maybe 16. If you guys remember what I used to look like, just already 6'3", has that kind of real young baby face in. At his side is another human female with bright dyed red hair that's cut short and kind of spiked in the back. Think like young Sasuke style. You see a number, mostly humans. You see another 2 female half elves. They've got this kind of long, silvery kind of moon elf style hair that goes down with kind of blue highlights, one on the right side and one on the left side, who are moving their way around, collecting glasses, refilling. It's a moderate size. You're guessing probably, a classroom of, 25 to 30 people as you guys are setting up. The stage is longer, so it's about 20 feet by 10 feet back, raised up, as Saul starts pushing people back, be like, all right, let's get some room here. We about to get some entertainment up in here for, of course, the great Mistress Vaj. As you guys get the room to set up, what are you guys gonna do for your show?
I would like to just kind of get my own kind of area front and center. Maybe get like a drum down, get my lute out, and just get ready to rock.
Got it. So you're setting up your instruments, doing your mic check, or
Right.
it's what are the acoustics like in this place? Pretty all right.
Jove is doing.
Go ahead,
Sorry,
Joe.
I
No,
was going to
it's
say
fine.
Jove is going to do just kind of an ocular pat down of the people in the room, trying to kind of identify what could be taken and stolen, and is really just going to try and slink over to a kind of nondescript spot. He knows that he's not the entertainment. He's there to make sure everybody's safe. So that's kind of where his MO is at.
I think Jasper, knowing that they were told to work together, will follow him.
Ronik would either be looking to try to gather up or would be asking around to gather things like solid pieces of even wood or steel, things that he could either try to attempt to break through or give to wealthy people coming up that might try to just break it against him, essentially.
You start calling out, and you see that kind of younger human male, not the really tall one, the one that was sweeping, comes up and has the broom and is like this?
That wouldn't be impressive for me to break through, but I bet some rich person will be happy to break that over my head. Something like that.
I could find something else. Do you want something from the kitchen?
Maybe something I don't know if you have spare cutting boards, something that I could break through easy.
Yeah. We've got some fire pokers inside the house.
That could work.
Big things of iron.
Yes. Yeah. Gather anything that you can like that. That should work well.
Okay.
What's your name as well?
Oh, I'm Lark Dishun.
Lark? Well, nice to meet you, Lark. You're a good kid. Name's Ronik.
Ty. Anybody tell you that you're not the easiest on the eyes?
Well, you work with what you've got sometimes, right?
Yeah. I wish you'd tell my brother that sometime. Yeah. Okay, got it. And so he leaves the broom there and goes off to find some items and comes back with an well-used cutting board and a kind of a cast iron poker. Another one of kind of like two of them, one that's all completely straight, one that's kind of got the hook on it, and sets them there for you, and kind of backs up into the crowd. And so now that you guys had some time, how about let's start with our bard. Give me a performance check as you see that your partner on stage has collected some stuff, and there are people looking out. You can hear comments of mostly negative comments on your partner's appearance.
So I got a 16.
A 16? Yeah, you open up and start with the drums before moving on to what's your other instrument that you're using?
The lute.
Yeah, you start and you've got your hands on the drums, and you kind of get a roll off going, and as soon as that starts to get hype, you lean over, grab the lutes, and you're using 1 foot to kind of tap on the drums and keep in, and it's almost just dun 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 bing ding ding ding, and then suddenly it's just kind of this explosion of sound comes forward. You see more and more people are beginning to turn and look towards the stage. My guards, one of you can roll with advantage on perception, or you can each roll perception.
Jasper is currently distracted by Freddy, so I'm gonna say she either has disadvantage or not at all.
Okay.
Yeah, Jove has seen a few entertainers in his day, so he's got his eyes on the crowd, so that's kind of where his attention is right now.
All right. Jove, go ahead. You roll just a flat perception check, and Jasper roll with disadvantage.
Okay.
There we go. I got a 20.
20.
That's gonna be a 7.
A 7. Jasper, you were just fully focused on Freddy's performance. It was really good. Even
Yeah.
if the
And particularly Freddy himself. Yeah.
yeah, fully consumed with looking at Freddy. And then Job, as you're kind of looking around, you you notice that a male human, older than most of the goers right now, has, in kind of these nice fine silks, goes up to that really tall looking young man. You can hear an argument begin as he grabs this tall kid's arm and begins to kind of pull him away, almost in like a fatherly chastising way as he pulls away from the crowd.
So like pulling him straight through the crowd, like just not
Away
giving a
from
shit,
it,
just
yeah,
tempting.
just like walks in with an air that only, with the fine silks. Roll me an insight check.
That is a 11.
An 11. Yeah, looking at it, it's definitely starting to draw kind of some people's eyes as people are moving out of the way for this. Nobody seems to be going in. You can see that the red-haired woman, human woman, kind of like crosses her arms and has kind of like a pout and is glaring at this older male as this kind of young kid is unsuccessfully trying to pull away and return back to her side as they move farther away from the crowd.
Joe's gonna turn to Jasper and say, Jasper, isn't it?
Yeah. What was your name again?
Oh, my name is Jove. Jasper, I'm gonna cut our introduction here a little short. I think we may have to earn our keep here. Do you see a little bit of a tussle going on over there in the crowd?
With him pointing it out, I assume she does.
Yeah, you do, especially because this kid is a head taller than most people in the crowd.
Okay. Yeah, her hand goes instinctually to the hilt of her blade. Yeah, it seems like we should probably keep anything bad from happening.
Yeah, maybe we hold up on the drawn arms yet, but
I haven't drawn shit.
You seem eager to, and I'm no bear, but I don't want to get on your bad side. So, you got back?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, then Jove is gonna go over and try and because I'm if they are getting pulled through the crowd, kind of when they hit the edge, Jove is gonna try and kind of intervene or at least approach the man who's doing the tugging.
And I'm just gonna do my best to seem intimidating behind him.
Okie dokie. You make your way kind of through the crowd with relative ease. If anything, Jasper, you're like, fuck, he's short. It just kind of weaves in and out, and you come up and you get a better look at this man, and he's tall, not as tall as the kind of this kid, but already outside of the gate you see kind of two burly dwarf bodyguards who are both watching in kind of a ready stance, keep with their kind of backs up against the sides of like the opening, keeping their eye fixed on this, and you can kind of hear this man as they kind of break from the crowd saying, "I do not allow you to go gallivanting through the city with whatever Mulmaster trash, this Phlan refugee, this absolute stain on our city. For you to go and be what, a romantic? If you want a poet, I will simply purchase you one. Come." "But, Dad, you don't understand. She's everything to me. She's You've never felt this way before. Yes, we all feel that way towards women on occasion. If you truly wanted to find you something, the place of revels. We'll say go on, and suddenly, there you are, Job. Yes.
Excuse me, I'm an employee of the house. Is there any trouble here that I can help you with?
Only if you can help me rein in my wayward son, who seems so pent up on besmirching our good name.
Well, I don't know too much about good names or even really entirely what besmirching means, but your son was doing no harm here, so he doesn't have to leave if he doesn't want to. But just letting you know that both of you all are welcome. But if you are going to have your family tussle, we've got some people enjoying themselves here, and we might ask you to do that outside the house, if you don't mind.
Do you presume to tell me a blade, a Zor, where I can and cannot be, or who I may or may not put hands on, especially a family matter? Besiege yourself, halfling. And as you say this, kind of the two dwarf bodyguards are perk up and kind of take their kind of halfway steps towards you.
No, I meant no disrespect, sir. I'm just a working stiff. So I meant no offense, and if I did, many apologies. This seems to be a family matter.
Go ahead and roll me persuasion, Job.
Yeah, it's going to be a 12 there, boss.
This kind of middle-aged man kind of eyes narrows and puts a foot up and poof, and you feel like a solid kick in the chest as it knocks over and the bodyguards are there. Good, your apology is acceptable. Now, come, son. To begin walking their way out through there, stacked by these two dwarven bodyguards who are on you almost immediately. Jasper, you see this all. How do you react?
He got kicked, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Roll me insights looking at this man.
Okay. Insight is a 14.
A 14? With the robes, kind of the silks and everything, the way they're pulling. Yeah, this guy's definitely a Zor. He's one of the blades.
Yeah. Jasper, sees him get kicked and kind of steps in close to him to make sure that, none of the guards, follow it up with any, gratuitous bullshit. Not gonna really do much, but when they start to walk away, she'll extend a hand to help him up.
And Jove will take it and say, thanks, Jasper. Manners are a little different here than they are in the Dales.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're gonna have to just take that one on the chin. We don't want to mess with Zors, even with Mistress Vaj's employment, we're not important enough to start shit there.
Well, at least we're not important together.
Alright, well, next time someone kicks you, I'll be there to make sure you don't fall over.
I'll hold you to that.
As you're picking it yourselves up, as Freddy, as you're going through, you build up into kind of a crescendo, and as you make a final chord and it rings out and kind of draws attention, the focus moves from Freddy onto Rornik, as you now have this attention, and Freddy, you kind of gesture to him like, all right, what you got?
You asking me to give you my best shot?
You hear from a voice in the crowd. So, you gonna do something?
He looks over kind of what he has right now. And he'll grab he'll grab one of the pokers, and he'll hold it and he'll just say, Anybody who's feeling strong, lucky about themselves, I invite you to come on stage. Let's test it. Let's test my will against yours. And with that, let's fucking go for it. Let's see let's see if I can try and bend this right now. Can I do an athletics?
Yes, you can indeed.
Yes. That is gonna be an 18.
An 18.
There you go.
And you have a nice little kind of bowed, as it bends, to a gentle angle, like enough to show as you like kind of run your thumbs through it and go at the ends, and like you're curving it down for like a bicycle handle. Let's hear a couple claps.
Yeah, and I would be giving him a drum roll while he's bending it, just like.
Roll performance with advantage.
Hiya. Wait, me or him?
You.
Okay. 15.
15? Yeah, it's perfectly in time. Just bling, and like the rings out this kind of nice bright tone as he completes kind of the bend. A voice kind of rings out. It's a short male human. Weirdly enough, he almost has like hints of like green that kind of go across his skin. He's got kind of these pronounced canines, short and real stocky. And he comes up and says, "I fucking do it. So what are we doing here? Just gotta bend this some more. Bend the other one."
No, you could try and hit it against me if you really want. See if it bends. See if I bend.
Oh, you got a fucking tough guy in Mulmaster, and it kind of rings out through the crowd, and there's jeering and all sorts of stuff. And all right, I got this. I got this. I've had to beat off some people from the bar before. Let's see if you got this. And he picks up kind of the bent.
Does he say beat off?
Oh yeah, for sure.
I will go into my mic and say phrasing.
So you get a couple laughs out of there from the rougher part of the crowd, as this kind of a short human male gets up there and he's got it. And he's like, "All right, so there's like one good one." It's this kind of like baseball bats, against like your stomach, and you feel kind of the cold of the iron, and then back up lightly against it.
And Rordic just kind of closes his eyes and tenses up all his muscles and just gives a nod.
And go ahead and make this a Constitution saving throw.
Okay, that makes sense. That's a 16.
A 16? So you'll take 1 point of bludgeoning damage as this hits, and poof, and it's a solid, and everybody can hear kind of the metal like boink. And he pulls it back, and whilst there is definitely a line, people can see where it hits. You do not falter. You do not bend. And he kind of looks back and like, "Whoa! Whoa!" Holds up to the crowd. "Whoa!"
Holy shit, he ain't bad.
Decent shot. You want to try again? Or is anyone else feeling confident about themselves? It's your will against mine.
And you hear a voice. "Yeah, I'll give you a fucking whack." And you see another human female. She's short and stout, and she looks closer to like she's got kind of the almost kind of babushka Russian strength. Looking like late 30s at this point. Real muscular arms and shoulders. Although she wears the outfit of like a seamstress. And she comes up and pulls out one of the grabs one of the unbent ones. Says, "Yeah, I got something for you. Let's see if you got this."
You seem to have a lot pent up. Very well. Go for it.
Pulls it back. Go ahead and make me that Constitution saving throw.
Not as good that time. That one's a 9.
A 19. Yeah, this one.
No, 9.
A 9. Yes, this one comes across. You're gonna take 2 points of bludgeoning damage, and this one lifts you like up off your feet for a second. Go ahead and roll me a performance check to see if you can keep it.
Performance. Okay. Ah! Oop, that's a crit fail.
Whap! And then immediately there's a as whatever meager food you've had in the last sort of time just sprays across the crowd like a Shrek 4D experience. And sheer just a ooh, and see people start backing up from the stage. You see, people from the back. There are people who are cheering, people who are laughing. You see.
Yeah, Jasper is definitely laughing.
Yeah.
You see a couple of younger Mulmasterite girls who just like the Sandlot scene when they're doing all the chew on the hurl-a-whirl. It just start running off. Saul kind of pipes out, just like, "Hey, all right, let's get this cleaned up." And he comes up to you and says, "I thought you weren't gonna bend a break. Threw up on all the guests."
Lucky shot, but fuck. Well, if it makes you feel any better, that's probably everything that was in my system. You can go another round.
As you're setting that up, Jasper and Job, make me a perception check.
That is
12.
a 19, the
A
highest I can accomplish.
Nice. Yeah, with the 19, you see that the kind of stout woman. You see that Lark is currently trying his best to clean up and get the throw up, and he's moving kind of away and kind of in this crowd. She comes up, that stout human who just gave Rornick the shot of his life, and wham, 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 in 3 just quick successions. There is a standing Lark, and then there is a Lark on the ground, just foop, just out, and she just whap another one, whap another one.
Whoa. Yeah, Jasper intervenes. Which one is Lark again?
Lark is the 18-year-old looking human male. He was the one with the broom and everything that was cleaning up earlier. He's the one that brought the iron rods, like the pokers and everything to Rornick.
Did he seem to do anything to deserve that, or is she just like whooping him for no reason?
Oh, second things were good, and now there's you could see people, some people are cheering, some people are doing the clutch their pearls sort of thing, and there's almost a better crowd for this than there was for that previous performance. As whap whap whap, as soon as he's out and bloodied, she spits. Poof. She drops kind of her things and starts to make her way back into the estates.
Jasper goes to check him out, see if he's like in really bad shape, where he's at.
Go ahead and make me a medicine check.
Okay. Another wisdom. Shit. 9.
9? Oh, this kid is out like a light.
She sits him up since he's certainly got a concussion, like leans him up against a wall. Well, it probably picks him up and moves him like somewhere that's not in the middle of the party. And then, yeah, just has him sitting up and just probably... She'll probably start inquiring to see if anybody... Oh, he's a servant. Never mind. He's just going to have to sit there. She looks at Jove like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this guy?
And yeah, Jove is just going to kind of, as Jasper's been kind of setting him up on the wall, just kind of standing guard to make sure nobody else is going to try and come and get some pot shots off on him. So while Jasper's kind of leaning over and slapping him in the face a little bit, Jove is standing guard and clutching his spear, not just to project a little bit of strength.
Rornik and Freddy, you guys kind of see the aftermath of this. You see where this kind of, especially you, Rornik, like your eyes have not left this this woman. As she, begins to head back into the house. You see Saul like run off towards the front gates, and with almost an immediacy, you see two members of the City Watch accompanying him. They're strong, stout-looking, males, probably in their late 30s, bearing kind of the colors of the City Watch that's there. Not particularly nice outfits by any means, but they're easy enough for you to see. It's usually just like a chain shirt, shield, a spear on the back, the basics. As they start heading over towards this kind of unconscious looking kid.
Yeah, Jasper turns to them. Yeah, he just got whooped for no fucking reason, as far as I can tell. We're gonna need to get him out of here, though.
Hey, that's... Fuck yeah, whoever did this, fucking tough as nails. Look at this fucking bitch. And you see the two of them kind of nudge each other as they start pick him up, and just unconscious, kind of limp body. They pick him up. You see like a little bit of blood leaking from up there, and all right, we got this. We'll take this from here. Who would have thought this party already? One concussion, right? Yeah, one concussion. It's not even the frickin' full second day. I know. What happens in Mulmaster, right? Yeah, what happens in Mulmaster. So begin to kind of lead him away.
Jasper leans over to Jove and says, "Little piece of advice. City Watch are fucking losers. Don't trust a single thing that comes out of their mouths."
Well, they seem to be telling the truth that woman was quite the badass. Made that green fellow spill green shit all over the front of the crowd, and well, this poor boy ate some fists as well.
Yeah, real fucking badass beating the shit out of unarmed people. She must be a real hero.
Well, quick question for you, Jasper. Are you from this city, perchance?
Why do you ask? I don't know what accent that was. Why do you ask?
Well, to be honest, I was just going to say over the last 30 minutes that I'm not sure if I so much like this place too much. Seems like there's, well, pardon my language, we just like to call them assholes.
I don't think anyone trustworthy actually likes this fucking place, but, home's home.
Well, you can always trust a local when they say that they hate a place, so I appreciate that, Jasper.
No problem, Jove. Let's, are there any servants cleaning up the mess that is no longer being taken care of?
You see those two half-elven women. They look incredibly similar with their, kind of dark black hair with kind of the blue. It's not quite a half dye, but significant on kind of opposite sides, both with, kind of bright green eyes as they're, trying to clean some of this stuff up in between, handing out the refreshments, everything. They've got like the Greek-style big vases full of like wine and such. As one is kind of keeping guests refilled while the other one is trying to like clean up the rest of this.
I think Jasper will stand nearby them just to make sure nobody like tries to take advantage of a unmanned thing of alcohol.
There's a pretty consistent line for her as they get, since they're stuck kind of in one spot. But after a bit, they get it cleaned up. We both thank you for the assistance and introduce themselves as Dylora and Lyrene.
Laura and Lyrene. Okay.
Yes.
I was just going to ask, is Saul still bebopping around, or has he retired to the estate?
Saul is still bebopping around. He's the one that was ordering Delora and Lyrene to get this kind of fixed up. Saw the kind of the city watch haul off this guy. So I mean, he's around.
Can I try and catch his attention real quick?
Yeah, you can catch his attention. Hey, what's going on, Job?
Well, there, Saul. I took this job as being some sort of security, but in the last few minutes, I've seen a man beat near well to shit and another person dragged out of here, and I just need to know a little bit about the scope of what I'm going to be doing here. I just don't want to, intervene in the wrong thing here. So are we gearing up for multiple days of, servants getting beat willy-nilly? I just want to make sure that, I'm not stepping on any toes, because I got 5 of them to my chest a little bit earlier, and I'd like to avoid that if I can.
All right, listen. This is a 10-day long party. You're gonna see a lot of shit here, kid. So let me just give you some advice. If they look like they got money, they probably got money. You best leave them alone. If they don't look like they got money, then you ain't got nothing to worry about. And most importantly, if you see anybody casting magic, you're going to want to stay right away from there unless they got that little square medallion from the cloaks.
Well, alrighty then. I suppose I'll go keep watch.
Yeah, you're doing just fine, buddy. Don't worry about it. This ain't nothing new for the city of Mulmaster. In fact, if anything, I'd say this is a pretty exciting start.
He'll kind of laugh at that, kind of give Saul a nod, and he'll go back to where Jasper's at and just kind of be chilling around them.
Absolutely. Some time goes by. Freddy, give me another performance check. I was just trying to, move things along from this projectile vomit theater.
The splash zone.
Performance check from Freddy, perhaps?
Oh. Sorry, I was muted.
Not a problem.
All right. 8.
8? Yeah, what we would call heckling is very strong in Mulmaster. And your partner is getting so much of it, it is messing up parts of your performance. Just getting interrupted with the, so you agreed on the inside just like you agreed on the outside? It's all sorts of jeers. Not directed at you. There's a couple stuff, but as Rornak is, trying to, with all kind of the excitement, it's pulled some of your performance power away. Parts.
So I'm gonna say, all right, we're here for the night. Now don't be too uptight, and I'll make tonight your light. I'm just kind of try and get my groove back.
Roll me another performance check with that. You stop and address everybody.
6. I rolled a crit check.
Oh, the crowd turns on you immediately. They start turning. You see charcuterie pieces start getting thrown up on stage. The insults become more and more choice. I wouldn't say they get better. They just get more more hostile and louder.
Yeah.
Just look at you dumb fingers. Yes, fucking dumb fingers up here. not particularly clever or worth note, but the voices of them. After a little bit of this kind of going on, you're like, is this ever going to end? Before about the better part of an hour goes by, when you see entering in to the courtyard a gentleman that you don't know by name, but you specifically are able to point out is a member of the Cloaks. Enters in and looks up to you and makes eye contact and kind of nods and waves you towards him as the crowd is really starting to get up. Rornick, make me a dexterity saving throw.
That is going to be a 22.
A 22? Yes. Whilst Freddy is pulled away and the music has stopped, a good number of the guests have taking bits of kind of appetizers and charcuterie and the likes and trying to hit you with it. And so your current performance is you dodging all of this food. Currently, you're winning.
He has a half smile as he does it.
Yeah, some of them, they're lobs. You're seeing a lot of, less of kind of the rabble now that we're moving into kind of midday, like nooner time. A lot of the kind of nicer dressed individual, the more noble looking of these Mulmasterites are like just lobbing up, hardly, some of them barely hitting the stage. It's child's play. But you make a show of it, buying some time for Freddy as you approach this cloak member.
Jasper is watching Freddy right now.
So I'm approaching the cloak guy.
And only as long as you want to. You cannot, but he has called you over.
Yeah, I'll go up to him.
You see, he's a human male, in his 30s.
Do I know it? He's rank 0 too?
No, he seems to be a.
Okay.
There's not like little symbols that they have on you, but with just kind of the age of his cloak, his stance, you can tell that he's probably a couple rungs up and about.
Okay.
And he sees you, and he's got this like long dark mustache, and it's close cropped, black hair. Cuts a bit of a figure as he nods to you and says, "Ah, yes, fellow cloak. Good to see that we have a presence here."
Yeah, I feel like we've got presences everywhere, if you know what I'm saying. Why'd you call me over?
Well, I noticed you were here, and I was hoping that you would assist me with some extra business. It's not quite cloak-related.
Would it interfere with my current job? Because I got a bit of integrity to hold up.
Your first and foremost duty is, of course, to the cloaks, but if anything, it is to enhance your current job.
Okay, let's hear it.
I believe you may have bore witness to an attack earlier.
It's pretty hard to miss.
Yes, that is what I keep hearing. As a matter of fact, that happens to have been my younger brother.
Mm.
Yes, I've had higher hopes for him. He's 18, simple. He has a good heart, but he'd rather follow stories and aspirations of Tyr rather than make something of himself. And kind of, you see that kind of the flex of like the cloak and everything, the conscious movement to kind of the medallion that hangs around his neck.
So you want me to go find his assaulter and assault her?
As much as that is due in order, we try to leave that sort of barbary to the City Watch. No, I would like you to find my brother.
It was more just because I thought of the pun really quickly and I was really impressed with myself.
Pardons. The lowest form of humor. Are there others who also witnessed this event? Perhaps those you would know. I came here with expenses for those who would help me retain and regather my youngest brother.
I've got a few folks who'd be willing to make a coin or two.
Well, would you please gather them, especially if they bore witness to his defeat?
All right, let me gather the crew. Hey, Rory, and short one, and the one with the short one.
Yeah, I'm heading over.
Yeah, she probably gets Jove. She
Yeah.
probably isn't paying attention to me, but I know that she is.
Well, I'm kind of tall for a halfling, if you ask me.
Rordic takes a very short bow to the crowd in between, dodging all of their throws on his way over.
Yeah, just
Before leaving, go ahead.
go ahead and make me an acrobatics check as you're leaving the stage, Rory.
Oh. That's a nat 20.
Oh, nat 20. Yeah, you do a quick bow and you like Willy Wonka tumble forward and then hit the edge of the stage and do like the forward backflip and land on the ground and like do another short bow before heading your way. And you know, now people are starting to get into their cups like, look at this guy, this is the flips.
Totally forgot he threw up on us like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah. Yes, and
Things move quickly.
yeah, and I mean they spent a good chunk of time, you know, throwing stuff at you. You know, probably better part of an hour, almost 2.
Before leaving Dylora and Lyrene's side, Jasper just says to them, "If anyone puts their fucking hands on you, let me know."
Hey, yeah, you hear what you said, Lyrene? Oh, yeah, you know, we'll let them know. And they both kind of like, you know, laugh and nod as they start making their rounds once again.
Yeah, and we join Freddy.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, good. A small group of you. That is ideal.
Yeah, this is the squad. They're the ones that. Hey, you guys like coin?
Yeah, coin's good.
I mean, I need it.
Excellent, excellent. Good. Well, I was just conversing with fellow cloak. Your name? Looks to you, Freddy.
My name is Fred.
Fellow cloak Fred. I will formally introduce myself as Nelvon Dijuan. Remember the cloaks, clearly. I believe you all witnessed my youngest brother receiving quite the... Oh, how do Mulmasterites put it? Walloping, I believe would be the correct word here.
Have you ever seen a cat play with a mouse? You know what I'm talking about? Those little kitty cats?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, that if that was your brother, that's what happened to him. Some lady came and just rained down punches on him until, actually my friend Jasper here that I just met, made sure that he was still breathing.
Well, my thanks, Jasper. While your rustic analogy leaves much to be desired, I understand.
I'm afraid the bad part of the news is he was carried away by City Guard. Or City Watch, rather.
Yes, were it so simple as being taken away by the City Watch, I would have no need of your services. However, he has yet to be delivered back to our family's estate, which is quite peculiar. Normally someone of even his chosenly low standard would have been returned to our family's estate, yet he has yet to show up, from what I now gather, a rather serious beating.
Alright, well, I remember the faces of the losers who took him, so we'll see what we can do.
So it's a retrieval mission.
Yes, I would personally look to it, but cloak business has my priorities elsewhere, and It would be unbecoming for me to spend my time as a cloak on personal business.
That's what you got us lower cloaks for. Here we go.
Excellent. So, I have at my disposal 100 gold pieces that I am willing to put up, as they would say, for investigating into the disappearance of my brother, and another 50 gold pieces if you securely bring him back to the Sage estate.
And if he's worth more to the people who took him?
Well, they would be making quite the enemy of the cloaks. And I think anyone in Mulmaster knows what a mistake that would be. You, however, would be gaining, for you, my young cloak, the next step in your journey. And for the rest of you, a cloak's thanks, which some would say is worth more than its weight in gold.
Well, I don't know how much words weigh here in Mulmaster, but no, Vaughn, I've found some lost people every so often, and well, usually they don't just get beat in the face right before they go. And I don't want to pry here. I just want to make sure at least I know what I'm getting myself into here. Does your brother have any reason for some random lady at a party to come beat him senseless?
Him? No. Me? A myriad.
One of them younger brother taking the heat for the older brother type of things. Okay, cool. Well, we can get that. Is there anything that maybe... Let's just see here. Does your brother, well, does he want to come back to you, to your family? I'm sure he doesn't want to be sitting in some musky old jail forever, but let's just say we tell him that his esteemed brother Nelvin, or if I'm saying that right, sorry, wants him back home. What do we say if he doesn't want to come home?
Oh, we don't have a relationship like that. While I have greater aspirations for my youngest brother, more than being some squire for a paladin of Tyr, by all means he is a Mulmaster man, and may make his own decisions. I care not where he stays, I do care about his disappearance.
Makes sense.
I don't need you
I'd
to
want
bring
to
him
know where
home.
my brother was.
Exactly. I don't need you to bring him home simply back here so that he may continue his employment and meet up with whatever his paladin in shining armor is. I care not, as long as he's found. Now, I would like this to be done relatively soon. He pulls out kind of this fur-trimmed satin pouch that's got a solid heft to it and kind of hands it out to you, Freddy. There is the 100 gold pieces, split it up however ways you see fit. Although, if basic arithmetics is beneath you, it splits to 25 gold pieces a person. You're welcome. And another 50 upon his delivery back here. A word of caution, though. If you try to walk away with this money, I promise I will find you. And then it becomes cloak business.
One last thing. 50's really hard to fucking split 4 ways. Could you make that 60?
Roll me a persuasion check.
Shit, I'm supposed to be good at that. 6.
6? Oh, well, you could consider it an exercise in arithmetic.
One question. This mystery lady, do you have any idea who she is?
Oh, I was hoping that you would all figure that out.
Well, you gave me the biggest hit that I've taken in some time, so that's something to go off of.
Well, good. Then you should remember what she looks like. Now,
So now we'll call her Mistress Mollywop.
That's a good name, I gotta say.
yes, actually. Clever.
That was actually really good.
Quite clever, yes.
Twirls around this, black mustache. Ah, yes, actually. Now that's better than a pun. now,
That's what I call it.
now that is worthy of being a cloak word. So with payment handed over, looks to you all, and, well, I believe you have a job to do. Until next time, good luck, young cloak, and kind of pat your shoulder, Freddy. as he begins to turn about on his heel and enter back out into Mulmaster proper.
Jasper is trying to remember when the babushka lady was kind of storming out and everyone was cheering for her. Did anyone seem particularly familiar, like they clapped her on the back and congratulations or anything like that?
Roll me an insight.
Would love to. If I can roll 8.
Not anybody congratulating her, but definitely nobody stopping her. She headed back into the estate.
Okay. Jasper asks Jove more or less if he remembers anything in particular about that.
I mean, that would be in his character to be looking for those things. So do you want me to roll for something, Tom?
Yeah, you go ahead and roll me insight as well.
That's a little bit better. That is going to be a 17.
A 17. It is as Jasper remembers it. Nobody congratulated her, but nobody stopped her. She was wearing a seamstress's outfit. That is very. It's the same as you've seen many of the same kind of style and quality as the other people working, who actually work for the house, who aren't just temporary employment like you guys. And you do know that the house is significant in size. She wasn't running away. She simply headed back into the house, which is what is really kind of an odd thing. Typically, you would probably not stick around, much less make an assault on your place of employment on another fellow employee. All those things just don't add up as you're starting to think about it.
Well, Jasper, from my point of view, which is a little bit lower than the rest of you, from what I could tell, it looks like she was also an employee here and wasn't off in any rush. People didn't seem to really pay her no mind, and I guess that from what I hear from Saul, that violence at these sort of things ain't necessarily completely strange, but I find that a bit odd. I'm not sure about y'all, but that just seems to beat up a temporary employee for no good reason at all, and then just to waltz on off. She didn't seem like she was in a hurry to me, so whatever she did, I think she felt like she was, right in doing so.
I think that y'all are missing the biggest important point, is that we're looking for the kid, and she had nothing to do with where he went.
Well, judging from the way things played out, my guess is she was paid by somebody to make sure he wouldn't resist when he got taken away by those City Watch. So, if anybody is gonna know where they took that person, it's gonna be her.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I mean that drives with me. Now, the only question is whether or not we're going to be able to find this lady and get her to talk.
Well, since she probably works here, I mean, we can probably find it pretty easy.
Talk to Saul.
Yeah, let's find Saul.
Looking around, Saul is constantly moving. So it's not long until you see him going out, giving directions to others, setting up another stage on the kind of the opposite side of the courtyard of that same kind of size. You see he's talking to a human male. He's got kind of that arrogant young noble kind of look at him, and he's going to kind of like a back and forth with the crowd and guessing things what we as players would know. It looks like he's engaging in a bit of a cold reading with the crowd, and starting to get people kind of amped up, and that's where you catch Saul as he's kind of taking a step back and looking at the crowd, and keeping an eye on stuff, and it's kind of also kind of short halfling nature. But you all gather his attention, and he says, "Hey, what's going on? Not gonna throw up again, are you?"
Well,
Oh, one at a time. How do you green on the inside and outside?
I've got it.
Oh,
We're looking for the one that made him throw up. to congratulate her.
Oh, you Bennessy?
Bennessy like Hennessy?
I don't know what a Hennessy is, but Bennessy, yeah, she's a seamstress for the house. I mean,
I was just making up a word, Hennessy. So Bennessy.
clever? Fuck, I don't fucking know. Anyways, yeah, if you're looking for Bennessy, she should still be in the house. She works, every day, all day.
We just figured you'd be the person to come to if you would happen to know exactly where she is, but you're busy, so I understand if you don't.
Yeah, just go back to that initial meeting room, go around the side, enter down the stairs. Instead of going to that first room on the left, go down to and make the left. There's where her kind of workshop is. Try not to mind all the cloths and shit. She gets real bad out of shape if you step on it.
Okay, don't step on the cloths. Don't go in the first room on the left. Go two left, and then the one on the left.
Yeah,
Got it.
You got it.
And then I'm gonna start leaving, so I don't interrupt him anymore.
This Bennessy, does she make a habit of hitting people with things?
I mean, yeah, totally. I mean, I've seen a rough up the ill-fated servant who walked in on her in the middle of her work and muddied up the cloths and everything, but well, she usually doesn't give a licking that good.
I'll have to remember not to get hit this next time. Thanks.
Unfortunately, he had an important brother, so we've been asked to look into where he's gone because turns out he's disappeared. So I know we've been hired to keep an eye on the party, so if you need me to stay, I can stay while these three go talk to her about it.
I mean, you're hourly, so, if you got business to take care of, you're just not going to get paid for it.
All right, that's fair enough. We'll be back as soon as we can.
All right, well, we got 10 whole days of this and no stopping, so you got as many hours as you want to work, as many hours as we'll take.
Heard. All right, let's get moving.
Scene. You guys make your way, with Freddy leading the way back kind of to the side through kind of the servant entrance down into the house, skipping the first door on the left and then going down to making one to the left, and like immediately you see that there's like cloths and dresses and all sorts of like big spools of fabric and cloak. It's definitely looking at it, you can see that there are like almost specifically spaced out areas where there's no cloth or anything, and like a perfect trail that leads back, and in the back you can see kind of going over stitching some dresses, and it's got like a mannequin set up with the same kind of powerfully built human female, short and stout. She's got long brown hair, frames like a really broad face with deep set brown eyes. And she's got the very stereotypical, she's got that RBF. It's hard. It's a hard RBF. As you guys are kind of like at the entrance, and she's deep into the work.
All right, lady and gentlefolk, remember to not step on the cloth.
Yeah, if there was a place to scrape my boots on the way in, definitely did that.
As you
Same
go into
here.
the entrance. Scrape your boots off from kind of what remains of kind of the snow from the night before, kind of wet spots. Everything in Mulmaster is, kind of cold and wet all the time.
Jasper's not gonna wipe off her boots, but stand at the edge of the cloth so as to just do neither.
I love it.
But yes, you see the woman who gave Rory a swift beat, and Lark an even more swift beating, is currently poring over, stitching together what looks to be like a kind of a red gown that's kind of got like the big fringes on the back and kind of this like black fur that goes over, like one part being very like fur almost Russian, and then the other one being almost kind of like a medieval kind of like outer cloak, putting together both very fragile, fine, and delicate like silks with hardy and kind of rough fur on top of it.
All right, Miss Bennessy, is that your name?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, congratulations on making my friend here lose his cookies.
You're
That
welcome.
was pretty impressive, I'm not gonna lie.
You're welcome. And she kind of flexes one arm, and it's like, God damn, lady. She like it's so strange because she's so beefy in the arms and like the shoulders. She looks like she does manual labor, but then her fingers are just. It's like really dainty fingers, really broad knuckles, and then just like Popeye arms all the way up.
I'll give you respect where it's due. I was expecting just a couple of blades that really wanted to try and smack me over the head with something. I think anybody with some real strength would actually come up.
Well, you know, the first whatever you are to thank me for taking a cast iron fire poker straight to the gut. So you ever need somebody to hit you that hard again, I got you.
I respect it. I don't like it.
I didn't ask if you liked it.
Speaking of getting hit real hard, I know there was that boy that you laid into after you made us all see the insides of this fine gentleman over here. You know, we've been hired for the house. I know you work for the house as well. Looks like the city guard hauled him off. What was that all about? Was he a dangerous fella? You know, just working security and want to make sure that we're secure here.
Go ahead and roll me a persuasion check, Job.
Oh, actually, not bad. 17.
17. She kind of looks at you, and there's a hardness, but you kind of lock eyes, and your halfling affinity for making friends wherever you go seems to be relatively well employed. And yeah, well, you know, those happen to be my brothers who picked him up. So.
Oh, so then there's he probably was delivered where he was supposed to be going then.
Yeah, he's going exactly where he's supposed to be going.
And is that some behind some wrought iron bars or something? To be honest, from my perspective, and I am new here, so you know, I apologize if I offend, but he looked like he was just well doing his job.
And when you give your answer, remember that I'm not fucking new here.
Go ahead and roll me intimidation there, Jasper.
Okay. 14?
14. And we kind of her hard eyes, you know, her kind of brown eyes, they kind of almost look like there's like a coal behind them, but looks onto you and just all that kind of resolve fades, and she kind of stops working on her thing and says, All right. Listen, I don't want any more trouble than what we're already into, so. Yeah, those are my brothers, and they definitely took them to a city watchtower. You guys, know about the Shrine of Talos?
Yeah, I know about it.
Well, my brothers are taking him there. You know, I know who his brother is. I know Nevlon. Piece of shit.
Why exactly do you say that?
Because I used to have a sister. Until just like all good kids who hit puberty, find out that they've got magic in them. So she had a choice, either go join the cloaks, or get her hands cut off and sent out of the city. And so she tried to run from the city after the Dewans over there with them cloaks tried to fucking take her in, and then there's just kind of just like that kind of just like that deep hollowness that comes from somebody who is refusing to let themselves cry. And well,
So,
there's a lot of bandits out there. She met him first, so the only person who was willing to listen to me about it besides family was Talos. Talos demands an exchange.
In exchange for what?
The crime.
Oh,
Well, I don't know too much about this Talos or anything much else about this city, but I do understand a sibling's love, and so I'm guessing this is some sort of revenge against this. What was his name? Nevlon in the cloaks. Just
the Dijons.
the Dijons. Excuse me. My foreign tongue can't grasp your words as well. Now, and we're all friends here. We're just trying to figure out what's going on. So,
If
Tell
he's
me.
going to be taken to the Shrine of Talos, he's going to get burned alive.
oh wow, that is And Joe will kind of compose himself and says, "Oh well, that is what we call intense."
He is the god of revenge.
Retribution. Because that's what this is.
Yes. And his will be done, but we're going to have to fulfill our end of the job. So we're going to just follow this rabbit hole for a while. But I understand your need for justice, so stay strong.
So this might just be me, but what did he do to them that needs vengeance?
His brother was responsible for essentially her sister being outcast and subsequently killed him.
The Dewans took my sister, so now I'm gonna take their youngest son.
Okay.
I see the exchange, and I'll show you. I show some understanding, some mercy, but you, as well as I know, if anything happens to him, they'll make a martyr of him, and they'll come back harder next time.
Yes, perhaps we can find a way to make your revenge a little bit more direct instead of focusing on an innocent boy.
Listen, you all do what you gotta do, and I've done what I have to do. I guess now it's up to you or the gods. If I had to bet on one, I'll bet on the gods.
Talos will have his payment, one way or another. But we've got enough out of you, so back to it.
And she kind of solemnly nods. There's a hardness set in kind of her jaw, but she makes no moves to get up and just, with an intense focus of trying to blot everything else out, begins to work again on the kind of the dress.
All right, so after walking away with the party, if we just try to go to the city watchtower that they're holding him, we're not going to get anywhere. It would probably be better to go straight to the Shrine of Talos and see what deals can be made.
Now, I've had some experiences with these religious cultists of differing natures. Now, remind me, should we be ready for a scuffle? Should we roll up on this Shrine of Talos? I have a feeling that this is some sort of inside job, working the city watch angle, working the Shrine of Talos to get back at a new friend Freddy's part of these cloak folks, and you don't seem so bad, Freddy. So, what kind of danger are we walking in here, Jasper?
As long as we don't give off any impression that we intend to rob Talos of his retribution, we'll be fine. They're not They're not monsters. They just understand the bloodthirst that comes from having your life taken from you.
Fair is fair in their eyes, is what you're saying.
Yes. Hand for a hand, eye for an eye. You get it.
I do.
Well, I hate to break it to you, but I think we're going to be. Our job is to deny some retribution, unless you're going to, I don't know, scrounge up some poor son that's
I don't
going to
need
take
to
his
know what our
place.
job is. We just need to see what the situation is. Unless we want to go to that city watchtower and try to handle those bozos, but I think we're gonna get in more trouble with the city that way than with some cultists, as you called them.
Oh well, I meant no offense if you are if you are a believer. I myself what I consider a religious man. So again, no offense, but I'm new here, and Jasper, you seem to at least have kicked around here for a little while, calling it home. So if you feel like the Shrine of Talos is the way to go, we'll just go ahead and avoid that city watch and keep things a little less official. Then that sounds right to me.
I suppose. God, I slip into your accent. It's so funny.
Yeah, I slip into your accent.
I guess the other option, if we did go to the tower, would be to let them know which god is. Oh no, they're working with. Never mind. Forget I said that. It's trying to tell us this.
Well,
Unless anyone has better ideas.
Well, Freddie, you got that cool little square on your chest. Do you think that's going to get us in anywhere?
So what that's going to get us into is trouble with the people that are trying to kill a cloak.
Yeah, that's probably it.
I was thinking I should probably take it off.
You know,
At least while we're on this mission. My question is, why didn't the sister just join the cloaks? What's so bad about the boys?
Well, I was hoping you would be able to answer that. You seem.
I mean,
well,
I don't have a problem with them, but I'm new in town.
Plus,
Thank you.
You probably understand that those in positions of power will do anything to maintain that power, and some people want to avoid interacting with such folk because folks end up dead.
Well, can I just point something out here? And I mean absolute no offense here, but Rornak, that's your name, right?
That is correct.
Well, you know, I'm just gonna come right out and say it. I don't think I've ever seen one of your likes, and I've traveled a good bit, and never coming upon your folk and your people. So I think it might be to keep this a little incognito. I'm sure that there's gonna be some minor talk about the Green Man that soaked the front crowd at our former or current employer, depending on how this all shakes out, at their party. So, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't see too many halflings either walking around looking very proud, as I might put it. So, are you folks feeling that we might need to be a little incognito?
Yeah, might want to try to be a little less descript.
Yeah, unless you've got any bright ideas on how we can fit in, I would be happy to hear that one, actually.
Yeah, is there any Talos things that we could be wearing?
I think they'd be able to recognize pretty quickly you three don't regularly worship Talos, so I'd avoid making that misstep and just come in as strangers who mean no harm.
Well, certainly that, so it won't be too much acting.
And, I can stand in front, so don't feel insecure. Again, they're not monsters.
Well, Jasper, you seem to know the most about these people and their ways, so I'll happily follow you there. And, well, sometimes, if I've learned anything in business, sometimes you just got to take that first step forward and Sometimes the situation will come to meet us, and we can make some decisions from there. But perhaps one thing we should identify before we end up going and talking to some folks that may or may not want to be burning our target alive. Are we going to be offering anything in exchange, or is this just a straight, what we like to call an extraction mission? We taking and we running, or are we bartering?
I think we're gonna have to barter. So I guess we should figure out what we're willing to do to get this job done.
So what? Will we need to trade another's life, essentially? Ask them if there's someone that we go get for them instead?
Yeah, I think if we speak to them and discuss how the retribution they're currently seeking is against an innocent, and it may be possible that there's someone else who more deserving, who can receive that retribution, who is maybe within our reach, if not a seamstresses and a couple loser city watch.
I like that. We can maybe spin this out into another job if we play our cards right. Well, so we know that we're not going to be trying to Shanghai these folks and break anybody out unless things get too wild. So
that'd be just about as foolish as trying to do that to the city watch.
Well, don't want to be making a fool of myself so early on in my stay in this city. So, Jasper, if you take the lead. Freddie, you hide that little fancy square that you got, and I'll try and close these lips and just nod when you say so. I'll jump.
Yeah, at this point, I have definitely taken the square off, and it is in my pockets.
Got it. You have enough time during this to take a short rest, so Rory, if you would like to spend your hit die.
Yes, definitely. And I automatically am at full. I just realized.
So yeah, we'll just.
So we're good. Yeah.
You guys begin to make your way out of Mistress Faj's house, which on here is, if we look at our map, 20 is where Mistress Vaj is. Although it says Saj in different places, it's Vaj. 20 is in the northern parts, kind of towards the center.
There's a little group of blue houses there, and that's 24, and then a little east is 20.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, you got it. So you guys are heading out into that street, making your way down. You're heading towards the Storm Gate, which is number 10. It's the two red kind of gates on the far west side by the docks. And then out up north to 13, that is where the Shrine to Talus is. So we're going from here down, up here, and that way. As you guys are leaving, the city of Mulmaster is just a labyrinth of cobblestone and kind of slatted buildings. Some you can see from almost anywhere in the city. You can see the Tower of the Blades, the Black Lord's altar in the Tower of the Wyvern. They kind of stick out like sharp pointed, not quite needles, like claws that come up out through the city that kind of can help orient you from wherever you're looking at. You know that these places are where, like, the High Blade and, the Black Lord's altar, which is the big Bay Knight temple, exists. Always present, always kind of looming over the city. The city itself in kind of this, early afternoon has all sorts of people rushing and milling about. There are street vendors and performance, a never-ending supply of people from high status to low status, all jostling and nearly shoving each other, not only just to walk, but in a grander sense to get on top of one another. As you make your way down, you head towards the Storm Gates. You see kind of, and Jasper, you're most familiar with it, one of kind of the towers that make up. There's over a dozen that kind of all line the outside of Mulmaster. They're about 20 feet tall. that leads to kind of this top wall. Not as impressive as like a bossing say, but very much it surrounds the entirety of the city, kind of locking it in. And as you are passing kind of the storm gates to the north, you can see the kind of the bottom door. Everybody roll me perception as you guys kind of pass this.
0.
Oh, well.
Got a 19.
19, 0, 20.
My passive perception is 14.
So Jasper, you are your focus.
I've got a 9.
Yeah, your focus is always pulled. You're more looking for pickpockets than anything else.
Okay.
For those of you 14 and higher, you see that the door leading into kind of this tower is ajar, slightly opened. And then those of you of 19 and 20, Jove and Freddy, you see above this tower like a small maelstrom. It's almost, you hear it before you see it. This just kind of rush of wind that seems to just be like water falling down from this tower. Just...
Am I getting Talos vibes from that? Oh, I didn't see it. Damn it.
Hey there, Magic Man Freddy. Does that look like some, I don't know, some of that stuff you're not supposed to do unless you're one of you guys?
Magic man.
I mean, if it's not natural, then it's magical, which in that case, then yes.
Oh yeah, the wee 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 starts to light up in Jove and Freddy's brain, seeing this, just like well, that's not correct. And I mean, besides, it's been a relatively open, clear kind of day. There hasn't been any like extra snowfall. It's still cold as shit, and there's always a wind kind of sweeping through Mulmaster. But this wind is loud. This wind has teeth to it. And you can almost see kind of the debris that it kicks up. Just like, you'll see kind of like a leaf or something, like debris just float, and then it gets towards the tower, and then shoots straight down.
Ooh, well.
Well, I think climbing the outside's out of the question if any of you were going to try that.
Well, the door is open if we're feeling bold.
Yeah, let's make sure this boy doesn't fucking die.
Yeah, I
Hey,
guess
when
we
is
don't
a
have
door
a
not a door? When it's a jar.
Jasper is already going in. Jasper is going in.
Job laugh, actually. Good belly laugh for that.
Rory is like trying not to laugh, like he's just kind of holding it in and walks forward.
Oh, yeah. Puns are great, so don't you worry.
Yeah, in fact, Halfling's favorite form of humor is puns.
To be abundantly clear, DM, we're this ajar door is on this number 10, right? We're not to the Shrine of Talos.
You are not at the Shrine of Talos yet. You'd have to go outside and then follow the wall north quite a ways, kind of past. So there is a beach that leads into Mulmaster, but it's one of those rocky, stony, sharp, jagged type of beaches that has seen some significant weather over the years. So you would go out past that and then follow that kind of north and up towards the like outside the city walls. So the Shrine of Talos is not in Mulmaster, it's right outside of it. But on certain nights, Jasper would know this and can let people know if they would like that. It builds this big like driftwood pyre, like this big mountain of driftwood, and at the end of the month, followers light it on fire, and the fire can be seen through parts of Mulmaster.
Yeah, she would have given them that information on the way, like on the walk there.
Yeah, and you would know, Jasper, that it's too early for that to be in use. It's not the end of the month yet.
Right.
Now, I might not be the most insightful, but my spidey senses are telling me that maybe this is the guard tower where they're keeping our friend.
fucking sharp as a whip, aren't you?
Yes.
All right,
Yeah.
Magic Man. Well, let's
It
do it.
seems
then.
like we had less time than I thought because I assumed they were going to do this at the end of the month, but it seems like they're in a rush. So let's see what's going on.
So, you guys enter into the tower, and the watchtower, like I said, on the outside, it looks exactly like all the other watchtowers around. They're like roughly 20 feet tall, and they provide access to the top of the city wall that surrounds all of Mulmaster. There's this single door that leads into the tower from this side of the wall, and as you enter into it, you'd feel that strong gust of wind hit you from above, and had you guys not been prepared for it, it might have nearly knocked you off your feet. How about I need an Arcana or a Nature check from somebody?
Nature.
All right,
I have
Nature.
a +3 to nature unless somebody else has.
Yeah, that's
Nope.
fine. Go
Better.
ahead and roll for it.
Jesus fucking Christ, my dice.
I can give you. I'll help you for advantage.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. It's better. 14 nature.
14. Yeah. Confirming your spidey senses. Definitely somebody's messing with some arcane magic here. With the 14, yeah, you definitely feel that. And Jasper, as you go through, you can almost hear the wind make kind of like a flute whistle as it goes through your armor, especially towards the eye holes, like a bottle being blown. Just a.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, are there any brothers around, or does it seem like everyone's up top?
So as you enter the inside of the tower, you find that it's sparsely furnished. The space is divided into a couple of holding cells, as well as places for guards to rest, storage lockers for weapons and armors, and other places for official City Watch business to be carried out. At first, you guys see no one in the room, but then you notice two figures, both wearing City Watch uniforms, unconscious on the floor. They both appear to have been struck on the head, but their injuries don't appear to be life-threatening. They don't even look as bad as Lark did after his Binnancy beating.
Are these the two I saw earlier?
Looking at them, no, they are not. And then along kind of the interior of the tower, you can see two curving staircases kind of ascend to a pair of trapdoors in the ceiling.
Can I check the bodies to see if there's like a ring of keys or anything on them?
Make me an investigation check.
Hi.
Jasper sees him doing that, and she says, "Take the gold as well."
And we have an investigation. That's the thing I'm good at, and I still have an 8.
In 8, yeah, you find each have like 5 silver on them apiece, but they don't have any keys or anything. You see, they've got their weapons seem to be stocked. They pretty plain on them. Looking up at it, you see that the trap doors are just kind of, they're almost like latches. Like you really just gotta push up through them.
Jasper's gonna be already moving to do that then.
All right.
Probably we'll give it a quick perception before she just puts her hands on it. But
yeah. As you begin to head up the stairs, make me a strength saving throw.
okay, great, love it. That's not great. Strength saving throw 11.
11. As soon as you get a few steps up the stairs, like looking up towards these kind of trap doors, there's a huge gust of wind begins to just shoot down from the trap doors. You have to put like a hand on the steps in front of you that are like at chest level if you get close. Nearly throws you back down the stairs, but you're able to continue making your way up to the trap door at the top, and you can see there's some glowing glyphs at the top. But looking at this trap door, doesn't matter which side you went up of.
Hey, do any of you know how to fucking do something about glyphs?
No?
That's out of my expertise.
Is this the only way up?
There is another trapdoor on the other side, but I will say that just from the noise of the wind blowing through this tower, that you hear it on the other side as well. Just
Oh, it's the wind is coming from those glyphs?
from the
Oh, I
trapdoors.
see. Yeah, she'll take out a hand axe, one of her 2 hand axes, and just smash with it.
Roll me roll me the first attack roll of the campaign of the season.
Hey.
Happy to.
So like right when she goes to swing, I'm like, actually, if you give me 10 minutes, I can tell you what kind of magic it is.
When he says that, she crit fails and drops.
Oh my god.
Think yeah, it's you go down the stairs. Go ahead with the crit fail. You take the dice smile on you. You take 1 point of bludgeoning damage.
Okay,
It's just
thank you, guys.
yeah, you get a 1 on that d6.
What's that? I couldn't fucking hear you up there.
I said, if you give me 10
I can
minutes.
hear now. I can hear you now, asshole. What?
Oh, if you give me 10 minutes, I can tell you what kind of magic it is.
I.
Roll me an Arcana check, my young guard.
Do we have 10 minutes? Never mind.
No, we
3.
do not.
So, Freddy, would you roll me an Arcana check, please?
3.
3? Oh, yeah. You're just
Yeah.
like, yeah, absolutely. These fucking glowing runes up here, I can figure it out.
All right. Well, Jasper's already heading back up.
Yeah, and this time Jove is gonna kind of accompany Jasper and say, "Well, I'm a little bit lower to the ground. I think I might be able to withstand this shit here. Tell me, what is it, Magic Man Freddy? Say we fuck up these glyphs. Do you think that will do anything? Because frankly, I do not care what kind of magic it is. I just want it to stop."
Would my experience with glyphs tell me about what happens if they're broken?
As far
I'm
as
not
you can tell,
particularly arcane.
yeah, if you break them, they should break.
Yeah.
Yeah, with
Yeah,
that
so
with that 3 carrying
put a-
over, that's about the gist of it.
Yeah.
Why'd you go to
if put a-
fucking school for that?
No, my powers are natural.
Well, if we need to just break something, I can help with that.
Please do. Yes, she's picking up her stupid ass.
He'll start heading his way up, and even we'll say, Jove, if you need a hand, you can even jump on my back.
I appreciate the sentiment there, fella, but I've got 2 legs. I can walk.
Jasper's gonna walk up behind Job in case he gets blown over. She'll catch him.
Strength saving throw with advantage.
Huzzah! All right, that is a 16 or... Ooh, that's a crit fail, which... Halfling. All right. Ooh, yes,
Right.
there we go. 21.
21, yeah, Jove, you're low to the ground. You power up through those, like there's no wind at all moving. And you are directly underneath this kind of trap door. And you can see this sigil. It looks like... I have something for this. Apparently, I don't have something for this. Shows what I know. The symbol. Here we are. It looks like a inverted triangle, so like a 3-point triangle facing down, and then above it, imagine like the center of a peace sign, but with the top part of it flipped, so it's reversed. It almost looks like an upside down arrowhead.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, Jove will take his spear in both hands and just attempt to scratch right through it.
Go ahead and make an attack on it.
Can't be worse than Jasper.
You opened up exactly right on this campaign. It's like, there it is.
All
All
right.
you need to do is break
You
it.
want to know whose die did that, Tom? Browse.
Of course it did.
Oh, of course.
Of course it did. The meanest guy on the face of the earth can only be used for evil.
Yeah, I felt like I had to do it with Jasper.
Does a 12 do it?
Does a 12 do it? A 12 does not do it. You hit it, but you don't seem to make any purchase on it. Just pink.
Give it another go, little man.
You're strong boys, right?
Hey, shut the fuck up down there, Mr. Schoolboy.
Sorry, I can't hear you.
She puts up a middle finger.
I mean, do I try again?
Yeah, go ahead and try again.
Well, I mean, the spear's more of a you know, it's supposed to poke people, not scratch. Would you believe I did worse? I did
Oh
9.
my god.
Yeah, just kink. This
Jasper
one is
gives
just
him a hand axe.
Yeah. Well, fuck this, Jasper. Somebody else give it a try.
Alright,
I can't.
She'll try again.
Go ahead.
Okay. You go for it. Rory. Fuck.
Warnak, punch the shit out of it. I don't give a shit.
Roy, make me a dexterity save or a strength saving throw as you come up the stairs.
Alrighty. Yeah, that's a 19.
A 19, yeah, you make your way up the stairs, not a problem. You've had
I
worse
would-
wins on your way to the monastery.
I will happily punch this glyph right now.
All right, go ahead and punch the glyph.
Right in the face.
Pow, right in the glyph.
Does a 15 do it?
A 15 does roll damage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Woohoo.
Our first
And that's
enemy.
And that's max damage for 8.
8, yeah, just
Whoa!
shoot,
High roll over here.
and there's a solid, and you see it kind of bow, and almost like half of it becomes dim. There's still the wind going, but you see that you've made significant damage into it.
He'll look back and just kind of be like, was that really so hard?
Jasper glares at him.
Go ahead,
He laughed.
Rory,
He
make
laughed.
another attack against it. And just gotta look back and like, haha.
Alrighty. Yep, that's that's actually a 23, so roll damage. That's another 7.
Yeah.
Damage.
And you hear it pop up, and the glyph fades in the wind. The wind inside the tower stops, but those of you at the top can hear another just on the outside of the trapdoor. But the glyph is now destroyed.
Don't forget
Alright.
I watched you throw up over everybody, Warnick, so keep
Yeah,
that in
maybe
mind.
maybe glass fucking houses. Alright, Freddy, come on. And then Jasper's gonna climb up first.
Jove will be right behind.
Or he will follow up.
Now that the glyph is broken, I will go up as well.
The anticipation.
Patient.
And we all die. We did it.
Also,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Kai, but I had to. Kai.
Oh yeah, no hard feelings. It was fucking hilarious.
Oh, I know. It would played out too good. Every role that so far has played out perfectly, in my opinion.
Yeah, it tells quite the story.
That it
Uh-huh.
does.
I can't believe I was the fucking like anime setup for how strong someone was. Too, you know?
Yeah.
Dude that takes the hit and bends the bar that gets fucking like taken out of.
That's level 1, baby.
Yes, that is.
Level 1, baby.
I'm
Alright.
a Yamcha. No.
Are we the Yamchas?
Are we the Yamchas? So, my Yamchas. As in order, first Jasper, and then Jove, and then Rory, and then finally Freddy. As you guys get on top of the tower, looking about you see the unconscious form of Lark. larch, bound with a rope. He lies at the feet of a man dressed in the black and gray robes of what, Jasper, you would know immediately as an acolyte of Talos, wreathed in these kind of swirling winds that are, so malicious, we'll say, that you can see kind of the wind, almost anime style. If Larch wasn't secured to the top of the wall by an iron stake, it is likely that whirlwind would have easily blown him from the wall. Between you and the odd scene are 4 burly humans, 2 wearing City Watch uniforms, which you recognize as the 2 you saw earlier, but all similarly armed and armored. All these kind of sinister people have features similar to those of Binancy, the seamstress. That same kind of heavy jaw, Popeye shoulders and arms, brown hair, deep set brown eyes. And as your group kind of arrives atop the wall, the man within the whirlwind points at you all and says, "Talos demands that you kill the intruders who stand in the way of your vengeance. Break their bodies, give them to the storm, and vengeance shall be yours." Guys, roll me initiative.
Yeah. Oh God.
I'd love to hear it. Love to hear it.
I've already rolled 2 crit fails. The only reason that's not a problem is because I'm a halfling.
That's a 15, isn't it?
Yeah. All right, so we got a 15, a 6, a 9. Rory, what you rocking with?
The 23.
23? Oh, okay, that's the initiative.
That's
Got
the
it.
init. Yeah, that's the init.
So,
Yeah, okay, it's a really good thing I went for the extra dex instead of the constitution. Or no, it was intelligence that I took. I went a little bit lower in intelligence so I could get that extra dex. Otherwise, it would have been a 5 initiative.
Yeah, I mean, it's too bad there's only 1 initiative roll per campaign. That's a weird decision on their part.
God damn.
15. 1, 2, and then we've got a 6 and a 9, so...
Nice.
Nice.
Nice. So, it's Jove, and then Freddy. Okie dokie. So, to kind of set the stage, this is just like the rest of the tower, is kind of 20 by 20. Going to the north and south, the wall continues on for, the entire length of Mulmaster. So there's, to the south it goes until kind of the end of, like, the gates, and then there's the open space. It's 20 feet from the top of where you guys are at to the cobblestone beneath. As you guys kind of exit the trap door, you can see that the man kind of shrouded in wind is right next to Larch's body, and then in front of him, equally spaced, are the what you guys know now as the 4 brothers of Binancy. Each armored, shield, the chain shirt, the shield, spears and such, all ready, kind of with you, making this kind of defensive line. As you guys kind of come out and about, you guys are about, I would say, 10 feet away from these kind of guards, and then 15 feet away from the acolytes and Larch's unconscious body. So, is there a specific way you guys want to be? I mean, you guys are all kind of out equal distance away, and kind of your own bit of a line as you make way for each other to get up there. So unless there's...
I'm in the back. You
Yep.
heard me right, yep, I'm in the back.
Freddy in the back, then by Rory, and then Jove and Jasper kind of at the forefronts. So,
Yes.
at the top of initiative is actually Rory.
Alrighty, so real quick, I didn't mention it initially, but he does have the quarterstaff, like, it's kind of like loosely, kind of almost like there's like a rope tied together on it, and he's been carried on his back, so he will don that, seeing the fight here, and we will go approach one of those boys up ahead and take an attack.
Alright, so yeah, you go to the one closest towards you, and go ahead and open up with that attack.
Alrighty. Does a 14 hit?
A 14 does not hit. You go and you make your first swing, and it's met by a shield with the spear already raised.
Gotcha. Well, we will still try again with the bonus action at another hit. Does the 15 hit?
15 is you make two kind of rolling punches, or are you using the quarterstaff right now?
I'm using the staff.
So yeah, like one above and then one coming up, and both hit the shield.
Gotcha.
All right. I think that's about it for you.
Yeah, no other movement or anything.
Okay. The one that you are fighting against is going to make a spear attack against you. That's a 15.
Does not hit.
Does not hit. Yeah, the spear comes out and you just almost similar to the way you were dodging food earlier. You just kind of turn to the side, and the spear goes out above your kind of left shoulder, and pulls back. So the next one is gonna go over and the woman with the mask and the bear and all of that. You're gonna receive a spear, Jasper.
Okay.
That's only a 10.
That does not make it. She just stops it with her chainmail hand.
Yeah, like you see it and you just grab it right behind the arrowhead or the spearhead, and just and then kind of push it to the side as you pull out your sword. Speaking of which, Jasper, it's you.
Yeah, sword and shield off her back. Oh no, I'm slipping in a Siren voice. And she's gonna call out, "Brothers, you did insult Talos with indirect retribution. What are you gonna give him next? The dog who bit someone's fucking cat?" And she's gonna attack the same one who Rory did.
Gotcha.
Not amazing. That's a 12.
A 12? Yeah. You swing that over, and you are met with a shield. Just so boom, 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 boom.
Yeah. That's her turn.
All right. The other two brothers are going to come out. One not feeling particularly pleased, growls at you, Jasper, and says, "What do you know about retribution?" As he makes a spear attack against you. Yeah, that is an unnatural 20.
Yeah, that do hit.
So you take 3 points of piercing damage. It gets you right in kind of the arm, as it's kind of like outstretched for the sword stretch right there. The other one is going to Job, you're tiny, and Freddy, you're on the back. So the fourth one is going to make an attack against you, Rorik.
Gotcha.
No, that's a 14.
Nope. Another dodge.
All right, then it is Jove.
Okay, so I was holding my spear two-handed, so I'm gonna go to one-handed and take my shield off of my back.
Got it.
And then I am going to approach the one that struck Jasper and make a spear attack against them. Ooh, that is only a 9.
Yeah, you just and you get right up in the kind of the chain shirts and pull back, and you can feel the kind of the slice of the spearhead up against the chainmail, but it doesn't pierce through.
Perfect. Then I'm just going to stick kind of shoulder to shoulder with Jasper and kind of try and get a front over this opening that we're at.
Yeah, you've got like a three-man line. It makes the most sense of like Rory, Jasper, Jove, and then this line of 4 kind of guards, 2 on Jasper, 2 on Rory, and then behind you guys, like 5 feet behind, is of course you, Freddy, of which it is your turn.
Okay. So if I have a spell that has a 20-foot radius, is there any way that I could catch a group of enemies without catching my friends?
What are you trying to do? You're trying to
Sleep.
sleep. Yeah, you could put it on the back half of it and try to get like if you get a line of them, the radius would go off the tower, but you're not concerned about it. So yeah, you could get them and the acolyte with this sleep.
So how many would I be getting in total?
5.
5.
Ooh, hell yeah. So I'm gonna do that.
Okie dokie.
Yeah.
I need to make wisdom saving throws.
Nope. Sleep is just 5d8, and then it just puts him to sleep.
All right, you got it. Go ahead and roll
And
those
it just
5d8.
goes up. $30, hell yeah. So going of the 5 that I hit, it goes up from whoever has the lowest, and then you subtract that total from the remaining sleep up until it doesn't put anyone else to sleep.
You see the one in front of Rory, one in front of Jasper, both just lights out, just sleep and hit the ground. You see a third one who gets the deep nod before barely being able to snap back out of it. So 2 of them are asleep. So
Alright, we'll take it.
yeah, so they're just boom hit the ground snoring, which would almost be comical if it wasn't for the roar of the winds behind you all.
Yeah, and then I'll just position myself so that there's as many friends between me and the enemies as possible.
Yeah, you don't even have to move after you cast that spell to keep everybody
There you
right
go.
there. You're just like, oh, I see it, I wanted it, I did it, sleep time. What does your sleep magic kind of look like? What's the flavor?
So yeah, I'm gonna say, well, I mean, this is kind of basically I just go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, evil cultist. And then they go to sleep, and it's just like this, just kind of like a purple haze, just flowing out of the lute strings and just into the area.
Like you hucked a
And-
festive fog from Hades, just through the loop. Just
As I started describing that, I'm like, I know he's gonna see the same thing that I am.
absolutely, I'm picking up exactly what you put down. And 2, just like that kind of, it just like a full chest full. And the 2 that get the full chest full are just, they're out. They hit the ground asleep. They almost look peaceful. One gets a good whiff of it, is able to keep on the feet. The last brother kind of pulls up part of the chain shirt before he can breathe it in. And then as the kind of fog, sleep mist, goes towards the acolyte in the back, the winds just tear it up. Just all right.
And then as my free action, I'm gonna be like, in case you've never followed the castle before, don't hit the sleeping ones.
As Freddy chimes out to the party, as we move back to the top of initiative with Rory. As this fight is increasing, you can see that kind of the man in the black and gray robes is working on some kind of incantation. You can see almost the winds kind of moving, growing and then shrinking back, almost kind of like Rasengan style, as they get smaller and more compact and harder to control, and they expand back out and then seem to gather more of this kind of wind energy.
Is there anyone between me and the guy in the robes right now, or do I?
Yes, most definitely.
Gotcha.
Yeah, one of the guys that engaged you is dead asleep. Another one that came out around your side is still on his feet. He's the one that was able to put his kind of chain shirt up and not breathe in the festive fog, the sleep spell.
Yeah, and so Rory then will say, I'll take care of the ones here. Focus on the one in the back, and he'll take an attack on the brother that's still standing up.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and make that attack roll.
That is another 15.
A 15 does not do it. It's just
Yep.
bink.
Yeah, well, bonus. That one definitely does not hit. That was lower.
Yeah, you say that, and you were engaged.
Yep.
Go ahead and do this. Ka ka. His full attention is indeed on you. So that's Rory. He's asleep. He's asleep. Jasper.
Did the one who said, "What would you know about retribution?" is still up? Yeah,
Yes.
that's the one that's engaged with me.
Mm-hmm. The other one that like you caught the spear from, dead asleep.
Okay. I did hear you, Ryan, but because of my feet, I'm going to roll an attack against him.
Hey, you're free to do what.
And that's a nat 20, baby. Oh, thank you,
There it
Frazdolo. So that's going to be 8 on top of. How is a cool 17 do? No, actually 20, because it's 8 plus the 7 I rolled plus 1 plus 3.
Yeah. How do you want to do this?
He said, "What would you know about retribution?" from just over his shield, and she holds up her shield like kind of like you would guide a pool cue, and like jams her sword like along its surface down into his throat, and say, "That bitch," and spits on him.
And there is a sparking of metal as the sword goes over your shield, across his shield, like scraping past the spear to like that perfect like pool cue shish kebab of wha wha.
Beautiful, thank you. And then yeah, she's gonna use her movement to get to the caster boy and back. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okie dokie. So that nice move, Jasper. So he's dead. So he no longer has a turn. The one that you're fighting against, Rory, is gonna take another shot at you.
Of course.
That's only an 8. So
Does not.
boom, 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 boom.
That's that one.
You
Nope.
can't get past the shield, but he can't seem to lay a spear onto you as the battle continues. And then we move over to Jove.
Jove is going to follow Jasper's footsteps and come up right towards the clothy and do a spear attack.
Go for it.
Ooh, that is only a 9.
Yeah, it's not gonna do. You pull up your spear, and with the hand kind of coming down, the wind just buffets your spear at the top of it, and it's like bad leverage. You know, you're too far. It just whoop, puts the spear straight into to the stone at the top of the tower. Just.
Yeah, and that's me.
All right, Freddy. Freddy.
I was muted.
Ah.
Seeing the dance of glancing blows over there, I'm just gonna turn to the guy that Rory's fighting. I'm just gonna do one strum of my lute. Boom. Hit or miss. Bet they never hit, huh? And I'm gonna do vicious mockery on him.
That's a wisdom saving throw, I assume.
It is.
That's a 5.
That fails. So. 2 psychic.
2 psychic and disadvantage on its next attack. Gotcha. Yeah, as that rings out, and there's almost like a light that leaps from the strings straight to him, like almost like a small little lightning bolt of almost Easter color-esque magic, and boom, and it goes right through one ear and out the other ear. There's a twitch as you see it exit out the other side.
That's my turn.
Gotcha. We're back at the top with Rory.
Alrighty. Let's try one more time at this. Missed again on the first one. Bonus attack. Boy, we are rolling real low. That's 2 more misses.
Bink, bink.
It's just a duel of like it's like a DBZ battle where they're just like and just like
Ah!
Rory in the back of his head is like, is he talking about me? Fuck.
I'm doing more attacking.
Yeah. That's all for Rory.
All right, the other two are asleep. It's Jasper.
We're gonna go ahead and make a attack roll against this cloth boy.
Yes, yes.
Okay, that's 18.
18 does hit.
That's 11.
11. Yeah, it's a deep cut. As you'd see, there's just wearing basically cloth armor, and as this goes, there's lets out kind of this howl of pain, and the winds increase in their kind of ferocity. Jove and Jasper, will you make me strength saving throws?
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Also, reduce that damage by 2.
By 2 for
because
9?
I
Got
have
it.
the wrong damage die on here.
That's just fine.
I got a
I failed that.
unnatural 20.
Unnatural 20.
6.
Jove, you drive your spear deeper into the ground as the wind buffets you. However, Jasper, you are flung back 10 feet and
Okay.
take 3 points of bludgeoning damage. As it
Okay.
but Jove, you do not move.
Huzzah.
Right. Then it is he's dead. So with disadvantage this time. Well, that's 2. So no. There's that kind of Easter colors twinge that kind of like shoots through the body, and it just makes for the most awkward, like it's like he tried to use the spear and then it turns his hand and he almost like tries to palm strike you with it instead. So
Pretty easy. It'd be like, oh, just step aside there.
which then brings us to Jove.
Okay, Jove is going to stash his shield, so he'll two-hand the spear this time, and make a lunge at the acolyte.
Gotcha.
There we go. That's a nat 20.
Uh-oh.
Yes. All right. So I forget, Doms. How do you do nats?
Full damage on your base hit die. So for you, since you're using the spear two-handed, that's 8, and then you roll the second one, and then add that damage plus any modifiers.
Okay, and then just for funsies, I'm going to make him my favorite enemy. So I'll add the extra D4 to that. So it's going to be
Gotcha.
12 plus 6. So that's 18. That's 20 damage. 20 piercing damage, yeah.
How do you want to do this?
Ooh, yeah. So Jove rocks a spear, but the spear is not your typical like arrowhead style spear. It's more of like an ice pick style spear. And from his vantage point of about 4 feet tall, he kind of doffs his shield, grabs down to try and resist this gust of wind, and just from his vantage point, he's taken both hands on that spear and just shoving it straight through the bottom of this dude's jaw. He's just going straight up and trying to poke the brain, which I assume he does.
It goes all the way through, and you see it pierce the top of their head, almost like a World War I German style, like helmets. It just thump, and as you pull back down, and he begins to fall backwards, there's this loud as the kind of blood shoots out, geysers up, and then it thump, gets caught in the wind, and you see it start to condense. As his body falls, and you hear and then the air above you begins to almost crackle as you see bits of this blood go from a liquid to almost like a gas, and all around you, you see, it almost looks as if this kind of blood mist has taken form into these avian-looking kind of constructs, similar to like a hawk, as they all. Everybody, what's your passive perception?
14.
11.
9.
12.
Yeah, 14 and 12. You see that there's about 8 of these kind of bird-like creatures go out in kind of a line. And with your 14, you hear from the body way down below just kind of a as it starts to get lost in the wind. So, we go to Freddy now, unless you have any movement, Jove.
No.
All right, Freddy. There's the
So-
one that is still fighting. So yeah, on
And
your
then the
turn.
two that are asleep, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm gonna play another tune, and the same rainbow chords are gonna come out. And I'm gonna say, "You ain't gonna do shit. You ain't gonna do it."
That's a 13, I assume, for the vicious mockery.
Yeah, that passes.
Yeah, this time you hear, "I am gonna do shit." And the kind of the cord jumps into one ear and then is almost like forced back out that same ear. Doesn't get the full circuit through the brain.
Okay.
All right.
So I noticed that sleep is not concentration, which is glorious.
Yes.
Yeah. As long as they're not hit with anything, they will continue to be out like a light. So speaking of lights, Rory.
Alrighty. Hey, Travis Scott, bless me on this roll, please. I hope so. It's a 17. Do that hit.
A 17, you finally do hit.
Yes, this time he's been trying too much up high, and this time he goes and like kind of gets him like behind the knee with the staff here.
Yeah, right where it's not armored, you know. How did you kill
Exactly.
Captain America? Because his legs are unarmored and he has a shield the size of a dinner plate.
And he's an idiot.
And he's an idiot.
So that's 9 bludgeoning on the first attack, and we'll do a bonus. Bonus 1 does not hit, but we do get him with that first knee.
Yeah, it's a wicked crack and you hear a as it kind of yells out, "Ah!" As you finally find purchase. Asleep, Jasper.
So Cloth Boy's dead, so she's gonna turn back around and attack the one that Rory's still fucking with.
Yeah, gotcha.
Actually, I have to stand up, I believe, and then get there.
It just pushed you back. You weren't knocked prone.
Oh, okay. Cool. Attack. Not amazing. Yeah, it's only a 9.
A 9? Yeah.
Wait,
9.
I'm flanking him though, right?
Yeah, I'll give you flank on this one.
Dope.
Did you nat?
No, I didn't nat fail, but it was worse.
Yeah. You get it in a, with this kind of big burst of wind from the acolyte's demise, it turns your blade and you really it's more of like a smack on the back shoulder. Just pat. So it definitely hits. It just doesn't do any cutting damage.
Okay. And well, that's it.
All right, then it's that dude is gonna try to get you, Rory. That's only a 13.
Does not hit once again.
All right, then it is Jove.
Jove's going to close the distance and attack the same person that Jasper was attacking. And he still has 2 hands on the spear.
You got it.
That is going to be a 16.
16. A 16 just hits.
Yes. Okay. Ooh, that's the wrong guy. That is going to be for 8 piercing damage.
8 piercing. How do you want to do this?
Ooh, nice. So if he's focused on Rory, I'm gonna imagine he's kind of broadsiding him, and again he's gonna take that ice pick like spear of his, and he's gonna try and finagle that point in the armpit. as best as he can, and he's aiming for that heart. So he's going to come up from under and lunge up and kind of try and sink that as deep as he can through the armpit into the chest area.
Yeah, and he's not looking for it, and it is heavily unarmored that you're used to getting, and you get it right through, and it's you feel that kind of pop that you can only feel when you drive a spear through the heart of somebody. It just
Beautiful.
boom, like like the Roman guard piercing Jesus through the side, just and there's just as the kind of blood begins to pour out.
Speaking of blood, do those like blood hawk people that came out of the caster's body, did they leave, or are they just like chilling looking at us?
Oh no, they're still right there. Like the sky above you at about 10 feet is just this angry maelstrom of these this red wind in the form of kind of like these hawks.
Okay, well then, before I end my turn, I will take my shield back out.
Gotcha. Yeah, you get this. You pull it back and then pull the shield back out and kind of look to the sky.
Mm-hmm.
All right, then it is Freddy's turn. You may be muted.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
This is what happens when I go to eat chips. Is the guy in front of Rory still up? Yeah.
Yeah. Jove snuck in his spear straight to the heart.
Oh, that was him. Okay.
Yes. So you've got the two unconscious that have not moved,
And the Boyds.
Yeah, and the birds.
Is there anything about though it need not understand you. So it just needs to be able to hear me. Do you want me to roll something to see if I think that the birds can hear me through the wind?
I would say you're probably more of a try it before you buy it type of deal. So I would say just go for it.
Birds flying high in the sky. You're gonna be dead soon. That's all I got.
Okay, that's an 11.
That fails. So whatever one I target takes 1 psychic damage.
Yeah, and you can see it like that same kind of pastels go like into it, but instead of like in a brain, like it always lights up kind of the outline of this creature, and you can see just how very very bird-like it is. As I just kind of almost imagine like this almost pinkish kind of electricity esque nature. So that's 1. Gotcha. All right. At the end of the round, you all hear a and from where the acolyte fell, you see an even larger kind of construct of red wind. It's got a body like a quadruped, that same kind of hawkish front to it. The kind of plume and beak of it, almost still wet, looks more liquid, as it's like constantly churning as it's large compared to how small the rest of these other creatures are, as it kind of flies out and lets out this screech and joins the combat. So, at the top of the round is actually still Rory.
Okay. Rory, seeing the birds and all there, he's actually gonna put the staff back on his back, and he's gonna reach for one of his darts actually, and we'll try and throw something there at him.
All right, yeah.
No, that doesn't do. We'll try one more time with the bonus action. Do a 22 hit.
A 22, yeah. A 22
Yeah.
does hit one of these windy birds.
Yeah. That first one was an 8, so I'm sure that missed.
Yes, an 8 does miss.
Okay. But I will get him for 3 piercing as I hit it with the dart.
Yeah, get one up and you can see it sinks through this and kind of like expands the form of it, and it's able to pull its kind of wind form back together, though less solid than it had before. It's almost kind of like the wind keeps escaping from the form after you've hit it.
Gotcha.
All right.
Okay. That's all for me.
So, the top, that is... 1, 2, 3, 4. So, everybody is going to receive one attack. The one that you hit, Freddy is going to do so with disadvantage as it comes after you. As everybody receives one attack from these with a beak made of, like, condensed wind, is what it feels like. So, we'll go in order. So, first, Rory, it's a... Yeah, that is a 12.
Does not hit.
Then it is Jasper. That is a 11.
Does not hit.
Then it is Jove with a 18.
Meets beats, baby.
All right, Jove, you take 4 points of piercing damage as it with just uncanny speed. And then Freddy, you've got the disadvantage. Okay, that's a 13.
Meets beats.
Meets beats. All right, you take 3 points of piercing as it, and they don't really like flap their wings. It's almost like they can just go into raptor dives immediately as they begin to kind of bombard you all. Moving down, they're both still asleep, so it's Jasper.
Okay, I think I'm gonna start by using my bonus action to second wind.
Ironic.
I get it.
Fuck. Well, it's something. Thanks, Kraus.
And take it away.
Is the big one in melee range, or is it flying out of?
It's right now. It is flying out of melee range. It just flew up and got to kind of where you guys are at, but it's still probably 10 feet from the edge.
Okay. Jasper is going to move back towards Freddy and put herself between him and the big one, and then she's going to drop her sword and try to throw a hand axe at the one that just pecked Freddy.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, that'll do. That's a 22.
A 22 will hit.
That's 3.
3.
Slashing.
Yeah, you hit the one that had hit Freddy, and it finally cuts through, and there's like a small pop of wind, just as kind of like the center of these and their plumage are made out of that kind of red mist, as that it expands and kind of almost like a gust, and so mark 1 down.
That's it though.
All right. Then it is another 4 strikes, one against everybody again. Or yeah, nope, you killed one of the first ones. So yes, so another 4 strikes, going in order again, starting with Rory. That's a 6. Then from Rory down to Jasper. Jasper, that's a 22.
Yeah.
That's 3 points of piercing damage.
Great.
Then for Jove, that's a 5.
That's a miss.
And then for Freddy, that's a 10. I believe a 13 was your AC. All right, so the foom, one catching you in as kind of you throw, and the hand axe sails to the air and gets one of these. Another one hits you square in the chest, Jasper, like almost simultaneously, like. Then the big one is coming. as it and it gets between, from where you guys are standing, in between Jasper and Jove, and you're each going to take one attack. All right, Jasper, that's a 14.
Clanks against the shield.
Jove, that is an 18.
Meets beats, baby.
All right, Jove, that's 7 points of slashing.
Whoa!
Wow.
No.
7, huh?
Yep. Jove is looking pretty hurt. Believe it or not.
It's this awful, just high piercing, as it's like claws come from it, just condensed pieces of air tinged with red, and just whoosh, get right into you. All right, that is their move. Speaking of Jove, it is you, my friend.
Well, Jove's going to give it a little bit of its own medicine. I'm assuming it didn't try and back up out of his range.
Nope, it's right there.
Perfect. So, still have the shield in hand with a spear. Gonna go for the attack. Ooh, that is only a 14.
A 14 will do.
Beautiful. I'm gonna use my second use of favorite enemy to make this my favorite enemy for a minute.
Gotcha.
So that is going to be for a 8 piercing damage.
8 piercing damage. Yeah, you catch it right through the beak into kind of the center of the more liquidy mass, and as you pull your spear out, it is slick and wet.
Hot. Is there any way that I can kind of skirt this beast to try and get shoulder to shoulder with Jasper?
Yeah, you can strafe around it without leaving its area of effect, or its opportunity attack range.
Yeah, then I'll try and make a line with Jasper.
Yeah, once again, you guys are back to that formation of now this time it's like Rory, Jove, Jasper, and then right behind Jasper is Freddy.
Beautiful.
Making kind of like an L. All right. Moves. These are the moves. Okie dokie. We're back to the top with Rory. No, Freddy. My bad. Freddy.
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
I'm going to strum my strings, and they glow green this time as I say, "Wish you'd step back from that ledge, my friend." And Jove is healed for 7 damage.
Yes,
Nice!
thank you.
There it is.
I feel much better now. Yay.
And it's that same kind
healing word.
of green mist, and Jove, you get a full breath of it, and it's like pure oxygen. Your senses feel sharper, like you feel lighter. It lifts the heaviness of the damage you've just taken, as you just kind of yes. And you are healed for that.
Thank you.
And then I get I just position myself so Jasper and Joe are between me and the big boy.
Yeah, you guys are back to back to back. All right, now we're back to the top with Rory.
Okay, so I know we were forming kind of the L there. So am I right by the big one, or would I need to move to him?
You would only need to move another 10 feet to get to the big one.
Okay, we will head over that way.
Yeah, you curve around, and so you've got Rory, and then diagonal from Rory is Jove. Next to Jove is then Jasper, and then behind Jove and Jasper respectively is Freddy.
All right, let's try and punch the big guy.
All right.
That will likely not do. That's a 10.
A 10 will not do. It's just all air.
Yep. Well, we will try again. I know. I'm hitting it hard right now, but we will try one more time with the bonus. That's a nat 20, though.
No!
That will indeed.
Nice.
Okay. That doesn't get the modifier, but we'll take the damage where we can get it. That roll was cocked because it fell off my desk.
Then indeed, we don't accept it if it touches the ground.
Okay. So misses with that first punch, but comes back with the roundhouse for 6 bludgeoning.
For 6 bludgeoning, yeah. Just and you once again, and the only kind of solid part that's here is the kind of like, raptor cowl / beak itself. It's almost, and you can see it almost like drips and creates kind of like the skeletal structure of this creature. And you get the roundhouse there, and you also come away wet with blood.
Gross. That's all for me.
Let's see. So, gotcha. All right. Then it is asleep. There's going to be 3 rounds of attacks. This time, let's see, the one. So Freddy will be saved from this round since Jasper killed that one. So then, Jasper. That's an 8.
That misses.
Jasper. Then Jove. That is an 11.
Misses.
And then Freddy. That is also an 11. I know for a fact that misses.
Yeah.
And looking around, it's like kind of this large, wind raptor kind of construct is fighting you all. It's in like this big circling around you guys, flying. You got their full distance around you. Just kind of this red mist of avian creatures that dive in and out, attacking you guys. And they're just so fast. They do not provoke opportunity of attack, as if they have the flyby feat. So, diving in at you guys. All right, but none of that first wave does not hit. We move down to Jasper.
She's gonna pick up her sword and try to accomplish some flanking with Rory, if that's possible.
From where Rory's at, yeah, I'll give it to you.
Beautiful. Gonna fucking do a longsword attack. 13?
Against the large
Yeah.
creature, 13.
Oh wait,
does
I
hit.
have advantage.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll still roll advantage. Okay. It hits. That is 7.
7. How do you want to do this?
Yeah.
Yeah, she, when that last one came down to peck at her and failed, it, got caught up in her, bear pelt and, pulled her hood back when it flew away, revealing her, she's got a kind of ashy black hair with a ponytail that sits high up on her head, and it goes down, past her waist. And she just, kind of puts her shield arm kind of behind her sword arm and uses both arms to kind of put a little bit extra oomph into this sword swing and kind of try to catch the bottom of its throat.
And as you do, it cuts through, and then all the wind just gets sucked into this blood. Just. Let me ask you, Jasper and Freddy, how tall are you both, respectively?
Jasper
5'10".
is
5'10".
Call it 5'10" as well, actually.
5'10". So, Freddy, you feel a kind of a warm mist pass by kind of your ears as Jove, Rory, and Jasper all just kind of receive just this paint splatter of this blood just kind of shoot covering just the entire front of you. Jasper, you get it the worst. If your mask wasn't there, you would have blood in your mouth. But Jove and Rory just now warm but rapidly cooling blood just kind of paints the front of you.
It is a half mask, so I definitely got blood in my
Oh,
mouth.
then you definitely have blood in your mouth. It's just it'd make a perfect reverse Batman cowl for you if you took it off. The top of you would be just fine, but the bottom half would be red.
What it is. Yeah.
Jove, there's no protection for you. It's just right there. Just whah. Same thing for you, Rory. There's just too many particles. You're like, I can't even dodge this. Like, you see it
Yep.
coming, and there's just no way. You just kind of... You're able to shut your mouth just in time.
Mhm.
As this thing explodes into a blood mist.
And I'm clean.
And you are clean. You might have a little bit of blood behind the ears, since you and Jasper are of equal size and similar build, with Jasper being bulkier with all of their armor and shield and all that kind of stuff. All right. Nice move, Jasper.
Thank you.
Then moving down, there's another range of 4 attacks. As whilst this larger one has exploded, the ring of kind of angry blood-red raptors has not dissipated. So, in order, starting with Rory. That's a unnatural 20.
That does hit.
All right, that's 3 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
Jasper. That is 22.
Yep.
That's 4 points of piercing damage.
That knocks her unconscious.
Whoosh. You get it, and there's that first explosion of that, and then you kind of lean your head back as the blood hits your from the chin moving upwards, and right at that you make eye contact as this thing just barrels in and pink, that perfect bullseye right to the forehead, knocking her unconscious. Then it is our boy Jove. All right, that's an 18, Jove.
Meets again, baby.
Meets again. All right,
This fight is fucking brutal, dude.
that's 3 points of piercing damage.
Jesus.
Okay. I would have been unconscious if that weren't for Freddy. So thank you, Freddy.
And Freddy, that's a critical fail on my part. So
Nice.
you hear as it misses you completely and dives in. So it's gonna take a D6. All right, roll max on that D6 as one just and right at where your shoes are. Freddy, what do you kind of wear? Just so I can know.
I wear just currently I'm wearing a pale blue robe, not like a caster's robe, but just kind of casual wear robe, with gold lining, and probably just sandals.
Yeah, you feel this, now no longer warm, but almost kind of chilly, just tacking it just right in between your toes. Just all there, the rough of your kind of robe, and since you are wearing those kind of shoes, just on the left side. You're ooh, and it's only getting colder and sticking your toes together. All right, that's one from there. Okay, that's their moves. Now we move down to Jove.
Yeah, I am going to drop my spear. I'm going to take a javelin out of my pack, and I'm going to toss that javelin at whichever Bloodhawk thing down Jasper.
Gotcha. Go ahead and huck that.
Hucking this javelin for a 19.
A 19 does hit.
Loving that.
God.
And that is going to do... Oh, ooh, max damage for 8.
Yeah, it just
Jove.
sails through and with pinpoint accuracy pierces one. You hear another, pa! As another one bites the dust.
Bum.
And then with the free action, is going to yell out, "Somebody help Jasper!" And that'll be Jove's turn.
And it is now Freddy's turn.
Okay. I don't have any more healing. And my medicine is a -1. So I'm just gonna.
Freddy poisons Jasper. Well, I just want you to I bet what you need right now is some hair of the dog.
So I'm just gonna vicious mockery one of the birds. The only ones that are left are both still alive, or both at full. So.
Yes, there are. There are currently 3 that have been killed. There's still 5 floating around.
Oh, there's still 5.
Yeah, there's still a
Jesus.
good chunk of them. But you send it out. That's only a 7 on the Wisdom saving throw.
2 psychic.
2 psychic, got it. And with disadvantage. Mark that. 2 disadd. Alright. Then we're back to the top with Rory.
All right. Rory actually does know some stuff with medicine, so he is going to head over to Jasper and try and help stabilize her.
Go for it. Roll me a medicine check.
All right. Dang, that's just a 10 though.
A 10? A 10 will stabilize. It's not a...
Oh.
If left untreated and not turned, she, would have been in danger of taking some, probably... getting knocked unconscious is, super bad for you.
Yeah.
But yes, Jasper is currently stabilized.
Yeah. He'll take the sash even off the robe and, wrap it around any wound if he needs to.
Yeah, you can see that there is a noticeable crack right in the middle of Jasper's mask. Just like a perfect bullseye right in the center.
Oof.
So probably a lot of blood that would be concerning if you didn't know it was a head wound kind of thing, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but is able to, we'll say since you're currently unconscious with it, while this is happening, you pull back the mask, wrap the sash around, and use the mask to hold it back in place while this is going down.
Nice.
Well done.
Yes, but you do see Jasper unmasked, Rory, and just you, Rory, as you are stabilizing Jasper from bleeding out right here.
She's got a surprisingly delicate face.
Yes.
Kind of like if you've watched Demon Slayer, it's like when you see Suke for the first time, and you're like, oh.
Yes. Yeah. Rory's definitely just like, wow. It's hard and talk some shit for that. All right.
Yeah, you were expecting more of a Binancy type of lady underneath here, all scarred up and rough looking. You're probably looking even for it's I wonder if she has a monobrow. That would be on theme, and it's not. If anything, you're like, those are some really nice eyebrows as you put it back in.
Damn, she's pretty. I mean, help her.
All right, so Rory, use your turn to stabilize. It is now three attacks on the remaining party, with the one on Freddy being at disadvantage. So we'll start with Rory. Ooh, that's a 14.
Does not hit.
All right, for Freddy with disadvantage. I was actually supposed to do Job first. With disadvantage, it's only a 12.
Misses.
All right, and Jove, that's a 15.
That also misses.
Yo.
As the attacks are coming in less frequently as you're getting closer and closer together, using your own kind of dexterity, you can see one shoots by you, Freddy, and as it gets close to that contact, there's that kind of surge of what is your magic, kind of, and causes it to break early from its dive, allowing you to dodge from it. Then it is Jasper. You're currently stabilized, but you're still unconscious.
Yep.
So then is the two more come in. We'll do players all but Jasper. Roll me a d20.
I rolled a 13.
A 13. All right. Jove, that's a 17 that comes in.
And a 6 for Rory.
And Rory, all right, a 6, and then that's a 16 that comes in for Rory. Freddy, they do not strike you this time.
It does not hit.
So that's 2 more. Now we are at Jove.
Yes, Jove is going to take out another javelin and huck it at whatever one was the closest to him at this point.
Absolutely. Yeah, they're all circling like a thing of vultures 10 feet above you guys.
Would you believe that's another nat 20?
I would.
Fuck.
Yes.
I think that just kills it. I don't think you need
that
to
probably
That
does.
does.
I mean,
Yeah.
Yes. So, so whatever one is flying away from him, because it would be whatever it was trying to hit Freddy right there, as it kind of turned its back, Jove just beams it in the back of the skull with a javelin and just tries to pin it to whatever wall is closest to him.
Yeah, you get it, and instead of pinning it to the wall, as it explodes, it almost boomerang hucks the javelin right back, and it lands square at your feet.
Useful. Thank you.
All right, so that's
and then pretty much Jove will try and position himself in front of Jasper's body to try and kind of shield any oncoming attacks.
Yeah, you can share space. You're a halfling.
Yeah.
All right, gotcha. Then it's Freddy.
I'm gonna do a vicious mockery. If I was able to keep track of which one I hit before,
Yeah, you have a sense of that magic.
Go for that one again. Yeah.
All right, that is. Again. Go ahead and roll damage. That's a crit fail.
Yeah. 3 psychic.
You send out that kind of pulse of arcane energy, and it hits, and it hits with enough force as it kind of generates through that it basically turns this thing into like one of the scribbles from Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, as it just kind of, and then there's a bright pop of kind of pinkish lights as another one falls.
Yeah.
All right. Then back to the top with Rory.
Alrighty. Rory will now stand up after helping out Jasper there. And he'll also kind of guard over her along with Jove. And he's actually going to pull out his staff and take a deep breath and ready in action to attack any bird that dives at him.
Okie-dokie. Gotcha. Moving down, there is one such 2 birds that come down. We'll do one of them at Freddy and one of them at you, Rory. So as it goes down, like you've got it, go ahead and make your attack.
Of course. That's a 10.
A 10, it goes right by it and leaves you wide open for this attack. So the one for, yeah, that's a 19 against you, Rory.
Does hit.
All right, that is that's a 5.
Ooh,
Yikes.
yeah, I'm at 2. One more.
Yeah, this leaves you right open and you catch it just straight in the chest. Boom. Like it hits harder than Ben and C got you earlier today. And then one for Freddy. Oh, Freddy, that's an unnatural 20.
Yeah.
All right, that is also 5.
Cool.
Now we're at you're unconscious, and so that's 2. So there's 1. So Jove, you're getting this final one.
Hit me.
That is with the 21.
I'll
Jesus
do it.
Christ.
That's 3.
Still on my feet.
All right, Jove, that's your move.
All right, so I'm guessing this one has flown by and is on his way out.
Uh-huh.
All right, so he's going to try and see if lightning strikes twice. He's going to take out another javelin and hook it.
Do you want to pick up the one that came back to you?
That is the very one I want to pick up.
Gotcha.
Ooh, that is going to be a 17.
A 17 does hit.
Alrighty, and for damage, we've got 6 piercing.
As lightning does indeed strike twice.
Whew.
As another one, this one pop. You see, this javelin does not get so lucky the second time and off the kind of top of the gate.
Mm-hmm.
All right, then it is Freddy.
All right. I go for another one.
That's a 2.
Yeah. 1 psychic damage, and it has disadvantage.
Got it. All right, we're back at the top with Rory.
All right. That didn't go as great last time, so we'll try one more time with the darts and throw it at the dude that just came at me. Yeah, best of luck. Okay, there we go. 25.
Yes. The answer is yes.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's for 5 piercing.
5 piercing.
Yeah.
How did you roll a 25?
You have a +6 to hit?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yee. Yeah, as another one.
Oh yeah, +3 from proficiency, or yeah, +3 from your skill, and then 2 from proficiency.
I literally rolled all 6s when I was doing my stats, and I was just like, "Yep, that's the one." All right.
Best Dex.
All right. As it, as you throw this dart, you hear another. As there is one lone bird left. As it's gonna fly at you, Rory.
He wants the blood.
It's only a 7.
Does not get me this time. I was ready.
All right, Jove.
All right. So that one that has flown by. I still have a javelin, so I'll huck a javelin at it.
Go ahead, Javelin Hucker.
That one is an 18.
18 does hit.
Huzzah! Got all my bad rolls out. That's another 6 points, Captain.
And it sails through and kind of hits solid and kind of drops in, lands on top of the gate as it kind of expands, but is barely able to maintain its form. As we move down to Freddy.
I'd go for a damaged one if there is one.
All right, there's only one left, so you
I do that one.
You talk at it. So vicious mockery, I assume.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, that is a 15.
That succeeds.
Gotcha.
So I just look cool.
As only bards can do. Rory.
All right, we will throw one more dart. 17 hit.
17 will do.
And that's for 8 piercing.
And with this final kind of pop, the wind finally goes quiet in silence.
We do still have 2 boys that are going to wake up in 12 seconds.
Yes, they are. So, moving down from there, Jasper, you're unconscious. Rory, that was your move. It is now Jove.
So Jove sees in front of him what? So we've got the blood eagles all kind of popped and burst, and then we just have asleep people.
Yep,
We just have the 2 sleepers.
2 sleepers.
All right. Well, I'm going to pick up my spear off the ground where I had dropped it, and then I am going to go over and just kind of stand over one of the sleeping ones and have the point of my spear to his neck. And I'll take a reaction I'll hold my action that if they are to wake up, to attack over the top of them.
All right, then it is Freddy.
Okay. I'm going to go over to the one that he is overhead of, and I'm going to take out my hand axe and just kind of drop it down on him.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, absolutely. You making an attack?
Yeah.
Currently unconscious and prone. That's roll with advantage.
That's pure Mulmaster, right?
Yeah, that is.
That's a 17 to hit.
That's 17. Since they're unconscious, for me, that sounds like that hits for
Auto-crit.
an auto crit with a D6 plus your modifiers. How do you coup de grace? I mean, he's asleep. You got the perfect shot.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna... I mean, we got business to do, so I'm just gonna, like, butcher's knife just down into him. And then when he doesn't move, I go, oh, alright. On we go.
And with just it's a single strike. Just
Yeah.
whack. And then it actually almost gets caught a little bit. You're like, ah! Done.
And I just kind of, like, whack it out, like, just kind of, like, wave it around trying to get all the blood off. It's like, oh, but, God.
You're like, I bet this guy, he's got that cloth on. I bet I could use this guy's cloak to clean it off.
There we go. See, this is why I use the loot. I never get blood on the loot.
As Freddy says this as we move to Rory.
Rory will head over to that last one, grab his quarterstaff, and be holding it over him, and just kind of look over and say, "Mercy or no?"
I think we should be safe leaving one alive for questioning if we want to question them. But our ultimate mission is just to get the boy out. I guess I should be talking my character voice, but
Yeah.
that's what I say.
You say in that voice as you're saying, I should be speaking in my character voice.
So yeah, if we want to get the boy out, the safest way is to kill him. But if we have questions, then keeping one alive shouldn't be too much trouble.
We'll ask him a question, and he will still hold his staff over him and ready in action in case the man wakes up and chooses violence.
All right.
Every day I wake up and choose violence.
I crave violence, mother.
Yeah, so we're waiting. We're waiting to see if he's anxious to battle when he wakes up.
Yeah, well, and Jove, I assume, Jove and Freddy with your final turn before he wakes back up. You guys just also, like, spear point, hand axe, spear, like, just on all three sides.
Mm-hmm.
As he comes to, he, like, wakes up, and at first he's like, oh, that was nice, and then turns over and, it's just deer in the headlights. We are out of initiative. You have him, quite literally dead to rights.
Good job, everyone.
Yay!
That was intense.
Yeah, I think we were all below 3 health there.
I am standing at 2 right now. Yeah.
I am at 2 as well, and I assume Kyle was at 1.
Level 1s, baby.
Oh,
Level 1!
so close.
Skin of our neck.
It is only a matter of time before the city watch below you guys has roused, and soon the tower is now flooded with city watch as they begin to manacle up Bennett's last remaining brother. Put him in manacles. Luckily, there are cells right at the bottom of this waiting for him.
Yay!
There is the unconscious body of both Larch and Jasper, but he is only held up by this iron rod, so his body did not fall off the top of it, so it's easy enough to recover him. As you guys, a quick kind of smelling salts brings you to one Jasper, as you are, and very sore and very conscious now. The same for Larch.
Yeah, she has a moment of grogginess, and then when she realizes what's going on, her hand shoots to her mask and realizes that it's still somehow in place, and takes a deep breath.
Yeah, and you can feel the crack right in the center of it. Almost kind of similar to like Sasuke's star symbol when he goes into curse form number 2, but in the metal of your mask.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Before long, the unconscious guards kind of corroborate what's gone on. As you guys are heading down, with Larch kind of in hand, and he's groggy but thankful to be alive. Hey, you're the dude that threw up all over everybody before I got my ass beaten.
Yeah, and I'm the dude who helped save you too.
Boys, I am very, very, very thankful. Would you guys walk me to? I got somewhere I'm supposed to be. Is it too much to ask?
That was the plan. We should probably get out of here soon before anything else shows up or anybody shows up.
Exactly.
Because I'm not ready to do anything else.
We were all given a great mercy today. I suggest we don't tempt it.
Oh, okay. Here, let's. I'm supposed to be finishing up my shift over at Mistress Vaj's. I guess we.
I think she'll understand.
Yeah, I mean that party is supposed to go on for another like 9 whole days. So. As you guys.
So, Are you aware of why they attacked you?
No, I mean, it's not the first time I've gotten my ass kicked, just the first time that I've woken up on top of the god tower, not inside of it.
As we're walking out of earshot of the city watch, she'll say, "Your brother has enemies, and those enemies are willing to come after you. How exactly do you feel about that?"
And Larch thinks real hard for a second. I feel like I need to work harder with Elise, then, and become a better squire. That's what I think I got to do. I gotta get strong.
Mulmaster through your blood, huh?
Take what you can when you can, 'cause who knows if you're promised tomorrow.
I hear that.
As you guys are leaving, go ahead, Jove, you specifically, give me an investigation check as you guys are leaving.
Sure thing. That is a 13.
A 13. As you guys are leaving, as you exit out through the gates, you are very much anticipating to find a broken body of this kind of road man. And while you do find a large pool of blood, there is no body waiting for you at the bottom. You do, however, in its place, see a small silver pendant.
Well, I'm going to pick that right the fuck up.
Yes, it's looking at it. See, it's rather well made. It's in the shape of a gust of wind. Somebody wants to roll either religion or arcana to see.
Well, on the way back, I can ritually identify it if it's magical.
You certainly can. So Joe, go ahead and add silver pendant for the time being.
Got it.
As you guys return back to Mr. Vaj's, it doesn't take long for two individuals to appear back there. One is a human woman in full armor with a symbol emblazoned on the front of it of a scale with like a hammer in between. Party, go ahead and roll religion.
And where is this?
This is back at Mr. Savaj's estate once you've returned with Larch. The party is still in full swing. In fact, there's probably more people now, and this kind of... it didn't take terribly long to do this, but it's still... Mulmaster's a big place. It takes a minute. So we're looking at like kind of the early evening, late afternoon. I mean, the party did not stop with your guys' adventure. So, looking at it, 17 religion, 12 religion, 14 religion, 3...
I think Jove was the 3, yeah.
3, okay. Everybody but Jove recognizes that is the symbol of Tyr, not a incredibly popular religion. But, like, you're the 21, the 17, I mean, Kaya and Ryan, you're both aware of who Tyr is.
Oh, yeah.
And then, with the 14, Tyr is the greater god of justice, the blind god, the one-armed god. You as Mikey know that's Gelt's patron god. So, it's, Tyr's a big religion, Tyr's around, but not typically in Mulmaster. That's a hard way to go. And she introduces herself as Elise. So, you all found my squire.
Yeah, but we're supposed to be bringing him home first. You could walk with us.
Well, I had heard that he had gone missing, but it appears that he has been found.
Yep.
Larch, in trouble a second time already? What? No. This time's not even my fault. Just, you guys tell him. This one's not my fault. I didn't do anything.
It's not 100% his fault.
He did just get the shit beat out of him for, I wouldn't say no reason, but a reason that has nothing to do with him.
It's a family quarrel.
One that almost got him burned to a crisp, but thankfully we're here.
Well, I have to thank you all for this. I would, while Slarch has much to learn, I would. It's very hard finding someone to be a squire for Tyr in Mulmaster. Very, very rare to come by. Don't suppose you all have a hankering for justice and bringing good to the city, do you?
Not through Tyr.
Yeah, well,
In Mulmaster? That's a tall order.
Mercy is a messy topic, but it is one that's... Well, some are worth it, some are not. I'm sure you understand what I mean.
let's just say that we got paid the right price, and for a certain amount of gold, everybody's worth a little bit of effort and retribution, I suppose.
Well, if you all find yourselves wanting more than just coin, if you want to stand for something greater and bring some justice to this city, which most certainly needs it, you may call upon me. And she shows a ring that has it's a sword being grasped by a hand with a shield kind of in the background of it, and it is the symbol of the Order of the Gauntlet. If you
What
were
was
all
your
brave
name?
enough to bring back my squire, then it would be unjust not to extend my courtesy and an offer to join something larger than yourselves. I am Elise.
Nice to meet you, Elise.
Yes. It's nice to have a friendly face around here. I haven't seen
I'm
many of
Jasper.
Jasper, well met. You,
those. I am Rornik. They've been calling me Rory.
Warnick. Hail, well met. You,
Yeah, I wanna take credit for Rory. I said it first.
It's kind of a good name. I don't mind it.
Yeah.
and you, young man.
Oh, the name's Freddy. You'll know it soon enough.
Well,
I'm gonna be big.
Well, I will be happy to
Huge.
say that I saw you here first.
There you go.
And you, Halfling.
You can call me Jove.
Well, thank you all, Rory, Freddy, Jove, and Jasper. I don't have much in financial compensation, but I let no good deed go unpunished. And she offers up a potion of healing.
Nice.
Jasper will take it.
Okay.
Yeah, comes out
Not
Jasper
drink it,
just
just
like,
take it.
shabam!
Yeah.
Yep.
Slams it.
Yeah! Just shoots the whole thing. As this conversation comes to an end, already waiting at Mistress Vage's, you see the long black mustache and black robes of the elder Dijuan. As Nelvon greets you all and says, "Well, faster than I was anticipating. Well done."
A cloak likes to get its job done in the way that it's supposed to be done. And that's quickly in this case.
Oh, you have a very academic future with us, young friend.
Seems like I have a bit of a combative one too. There was you sent me on a mission with a lot of fighting. I'm thinking that 60 gold that my friend here was talking about might be a more sounding like the right kind of payment for what we went through.
Go ahead and roll persuasion.
Okay.
With advantage.
25.
Yes.
Nelvin cracks a smile and has a smaller pouch and proceeds to put 10 gold into it. Says, "Well, I suppose adversity finds a cloak, but convincing words, now that is a skill to be honed. 60 gold it is," and hands it to you.
Your kindness does not go unnoticed, Sir Nelvin.
Wondrous.
Okay,
So-
so we all get 140 gold. No, not 100. Yeah. No.
It's
Why did I say
160,
that?
so it's 100 gold that you originally paid, and
Yeah.
then another 60, and then divided.
So 25. My brain said 125, and I'm like, wait a minute, that's not even close to right. So we all get 45. Goddamn, 40.
40.
Yes, you all get 40 gold as Nelvin kind of gives Large the up and down, kind of slaps him on the face, puts his forehead to his, nods with a certain air of disdain over at Elise, and be seeing you, Cloak, at the Tower of Arcade Might. Be seeing you. Nods
You
to
as
you all.
well.
With just the ever so slight presence of a smile, paid and with brother in tow, and then that's what we're gonna call it for tonight, guys.
Yay.
Woo!
All right. So first off, well done, guys.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Of course. Now, as we do at the end of our module, at the end of hatred like clawed wind, you guys need some experience and some other such things.
Oh, I get to be here from the start this time.
Yeah.
So, the way it goes, Kyle and Mikey, is that, and Mikey, you probably remember most of this, is that your combat is divided between the four of you guys equally. So, it doesn't matter who gets the killing blow, anything you defeat is put into a pool and then divided between you guys equally. And then there are also non-combat awards, which are typically story mission awards, that everybody gets individually. You don't divide those between you. So, for defeating 4 guards, 8 bloodhawks, and a hippogriff, that brings us to, what's that? 100, 200. Yeah, so split between you guys, that is all 100 experience points, and then for rescuing Larch and returning him alive and well, that's another 25. So the grand total for this was 125 experience points for each one of you.
Yes.
And then you each got 40 gold pieces for the payment from Nelvin. Casting that ritual Identify, playing your Song of Identify, teaches you that it is not magical in nature. It is simply a well-made pendant. It is currently, however, I like to think Identify also tells you the material value of things. That's going to be a homebrew rule for me, just because it makes life easier.
Okay. Yeah.
So, and it tells you that it's worth about 50 gold pieces.
Nice.
You guys also received a potion of healing, which is under Jasper's, inventory. Nobody technically receives renown for this one. Renowned, yep, I know. It's early in the campaign. So renowned, Kyle, and also slightly for Mikey, you definitely remember it. So each of the 5 factions, the Emerald Enclave, Order of the Gauntlet, so on and so forth, as you guys adventure, you can earn renown. Sometimes you'll just get renown for doing cool services, and then you can also get additional renown for certain factions. So if you join a faction, you will earn renown points, and you will earn extra renown points if your faction is heavily involved, or there might be a side quest or side missions that will give you extra renown. And as you go up in renown ranks, there are certain benefits you get. And Mulmaster has its own specific renown rewards for hitting rank 3 whilst you are in the city that are specifically for Mulmaster. So you guys have the invitation for the Order of the Gauntlets as this one. So to become a member of that would simply mean speaking to Elise, and then everybody mark down 5 downtime days. Downtime days are like another form of currency. They're usually if you want to like learn skills or speed up the purchase of a magical item or crafting of a magical item. So in our campaign, typically, through your faction, you can learn new skills. It's 30 downtime days and 125 gold pieces, or you can cut it in half for 15 downtime days and 250 gold pieces. And other such things might require you spend some of your downtime days. Mikey, you specifically, however, have to spend 3 of your downtime days every 10 day working at the cloaks.
Okay.
So just every 10 day that kind of goes by, downtime days are required for you to maintain your allegiance, your work, and that's going to their big libraries, going to the Tower of Arcane Might, learning the history of the cloaks, all that kind of stuff. So that'll just cost you 3. So the first 5 adventures all take place in the same 10 downtime, 10 day, which is a week in Forgotten Realms, and so during that time, if we play through all 5 of them, everybody should have 25 downtime days by the end. You need to give at least 3 of those up to the cloaks. But that's your payment. Then I also get some GM rewards for my own things. But that is there it is, guys. That is episode 1 of our Mulmaster campaign.
So I didn't get any renown.
Survived it.
I didn't get any renown with the cloaks.
You do get to move your rank into... By the end of this, you will move into rank 1 after all 5.
Okay, at the end. Okay.
Yes, at the end.
And was
Gotcha.
the thing that Freddie identified the silver pendant that I took off of the guy? Okay, cool.
Yes.
And you said it was worth approximately
50 gold
okay.
pieces. Yep.
Thank you.
Yep, and you can be, a member of like the Cloaks and another faction if you would like. Sometimes they may go into they may butt heads and you might have to try to serve 2 masters, but it's definitely possible. However, officially, you guys can only join one faction at the time. Like, so if you join the Cloaks, that technically is like a Mulmaster specific faction. When we're talking about the big Forgotten Realms factions, you can only join one. Are the updated rules of Adventurers League. So if you join, the Lord's Alliance, you can't also be working for the Harpers. Or if you join the Zenith Rim, you can't also be working for the Emerald Enclave or whatever combination. So there will be an opportunity for everybody, of course, to join a faction if they like. However, it's not necessary. You don't have to. So by no means should you feel that way. And then, Michael, the Cloaks do have their own... there is a table here that gets you, as you increase in rank, you will start receiving benefits like a faction. And you have certain advantages because you work from there. I will say that during your guys' downtime days, there are certain start engaging in, but we won't start doing that until after we're finished with the first 5 kind of mini adventures. So once we hit that, there will be things you can spend your downtime, such as procuring illicit goods. And you can use your downtime days to get different things with a use of downtime days and hopefully luck being on your side. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys this time around. We will not be playing next Sunday because, Mikey, you have business to take care of.
Yeah.
Would it be possible to play on Tuesday? Because I'm not running my game yet, so...
It's up to everybody in the party. I'm free Sunday nights and Tuesday nights.
Yeah.
I'm available late Tuesday night, but I can probably do next Tuesday just because I can't do Sunday, just to make it up.
Yeah, okay. Then we'll shoot for next Tuesday. So not this Tuesday, but next Tuesday.
Okay.
Yeah, that should work for me.
That should also work for me, because I won't have school at that time, so I should be okay.
All right, then we will shoot for that. This next one, this next one's more RP heavy. So, Amari, thank you for the heads up on needing to change the game title. This is not Halo. This is Dungeons and Dragons. But all right.
I've been playing this as Halo the whole time.
Dude, are you doing a Reach campaign or what?
All right, good night, chat. I'm gonna end the stream here. Players, say goodnight to chat.
Good night,
Good night,
chat.
Bye, cat.